Okay. So first of all, tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me what are your goals with League? What do you think your current weaknesses are? What's holding you back, and what do you hope to achieve playing League?
Um, Goals for league. Well, I play for my college in Florida. I go to a school called University of South Florida, and we compete in a collegiate league. So
Hmm.
I'm trying to do well in that this semester. Um, I'd say my goal is to I guess my account looks pretty rough right now, but at one point I was like 500, 600 LP. So I'd like to hit challenger one time,
Yeah.
you know. And then weaknesses. I think I definitely play like kind of too safe, and I think in a lot of team fights, I lack, like, situational awareness or direction on what I'm supposed to do, and
Hmm.
I get kinda confused and just, die,
Hmm.
but
So
but,
kind of,
I kinda rumble ulted recently in my match history, I'm not gonna lie, but,
yeah. What happened recently? I feel like you've been playing bad, or just unlucky games, or
Um, I definitely been playing really bad. I've actually made the same mistake, like, I'd say, like, in, like, this, like, series of, like, 8 losses,
mm,
like, on all the games that I did well, I pretty much, obviously, I wasn't the only reason we lost, like, but
yeah, yeah.
I I could've I basically died at really inopportune times at the
Mm,
game, which kinda, for like, especially the Draven games, like, it forced the game to, like, drag out when it should've just been over in, like,
mm,
20 minutes, you know?
yeah,
And then some of the other games I played poorly, I think I got a bit tilted, you
mm,
know? Uh,
yeah, yeah. You play a lot of champs. I guess that's needed for collegiate, right? Do you guys have a fearless, or do you have normal drafts in collegiate?
uh, we do normal draft, but,
Normal drafts, okay.
I play a lot of champs, I guess, but I think the past, month I've been or, like, I guess, like, few weeks I've been trying to play, like, mainly Ezreal
Yeah, I see Astral and Jin by
and
far most
then
played, yeah.
yeah, I've been mainly trying to stick to those 2, the climbing. It was
Mm-hmm.
working until, I'd say the last few days, and I've been having some
Okay,
issues.
yeah. The Dark Harvest Yin, I respect it. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. You put me onto the tech, I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, it feels so good. No, the scaling.
Yeah.
So nice. Okay, do you have any preference on which game to start with?
Yeah, we can do the solo queue one.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
I kind of know some of the mistakes I made in this one, but I definitely
Yeah.
should have won. I should have won
Mm,
this game for sure.
yeah. I mean, judging from your solo queue, your stats look pretty good overall. Like your KDAs and your CS numbers could be higher, but it
Mhm.
looks to me maybe that. So, for example, when I see people that have stats like this, I kind of usually presume one of the two things that you said, that either they're playing too passive or the deaths that they do have. Because it's like the deaths are not the same, you know? If you die
Mm.
and they get to end the game off your death, of course, it's very different than if you die level 3 and you lose a wave, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, so I think understanding when it's really, really important to value your life and when you can play more risky is a skill
Mhm.
that you get a lot through experience, and like by also like thinking a bit about it. That sometimes, like,
Mhm.
especially when you're the only one fed, if your team starts a bad fight, you just have to like say fuck it and leave them. Because if you die, it's just GG kind of. They get like Nash, they get all the objectives, or they can even end the game.
Yeah. I I think a lot of the time, especially in competitive when I play, I have a hard time identifying like what my good conditions are and when I
Mm,
should be looking to fight, and then I end up getting like sucked into like these fights which are like really bad for me, and
mm.
I just run it down. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Uh,
it's there's two things you can look for that it's like easy to identify whether a fight is good or not. The first
mhm,
thing is the like where the fight is. I
mhm,
always want to look for fights that are like in open space where I have a lot of space to kite around and I can move in every direction. I really don't want to end up fighting into a choke like this or into a choke like this. And in
mhm,
general, the second thing that I try to look for is fights that we're like chasing in. And if we're like if you are, for example, red side team here, I really wouldn't want to take a fight where you guys are chasing into this choke. That would sound like the worst possible fight because you can get flanked from either direction. You don't have vision on both sides, maybe, and it's just like you have very little space to kite around, and there's so many things that can go bad in this type of fight. While a fight
mhm,
that's like all around mid lane, you can kite in, you can kite up, you can kite down, to the right, to the left, everywhere, right? You have so many places to dodge skill shots, so much space to move around in. If someone tries to run you down, you can run away all the way back to tower. You can run here. You just have way more options. And as an ADC, that's typically what you want. There's some exceptions. Like, for example, Jhin would be really happy if his team chases into choke, because then you can ulti and you can, like, for sure... I didn't mean to use text there. Again, for sure, like, hit ultis in the choke, right? And same with, like, maybe Ezreal ult, or these long-range ADCs can be more fine going into chokes. But especially if you're playing stuff like Kai'Sa or stuff like MF, Draven, Seri, Aphelios, you really don't want to run into these chokes where you have very little space to move around in, and you just don't have like the same freedom that you'd have otherwise. And those two things I think are pretty easy to look out for. Like, you kind of just tell your team that I want to fight on mid waves, and I want to fight once we have like a lot of vision and a lot of control of the space. Like, if you fight with just the whole map fog of war, it's going to be way harder as ADC, because there's so many champs that can abuse that fog of war to jump on your head and bash your skull in.
Yep.
Bit slow here, I think. I think here it's good that you're scared of the Braum, no, of the Jhin fourth shot. But what you can do instead of playing here, that makes it way better for your Braum, is if you just go into the bush. Then Jhin can't fourth shot you, and once he uses his fourth shot on one of these minions, you can walk out of the bush and do what Braum is doing right now. I think Braum is doing really well, because now you can see Jhin will fourth shot. I mean, he ends up fourth shotting. Braum does it a bit too early. Braum should wait until Jhin fourth shots a wave. But if you were playing in the bush now, you could probably get 1 or 2 auto attacks on the Jhin, and it's going to put you in way more positions where you can follow up on your support. If in general, instead of having kind of this limited view that you need to play outside of their range, you think of, okay, they outranged me, kind of, so I can play in bushes instead to close the distance and get closer to them without them being able to auto attack me. Because now again, here, I wouldn't want you to play in this space. I'd want you to play here, and then every time you want to auto the wave, you walk in bush and out. Because this is the ideal way you want to play when they have like double range. Is the best way for you to be perma able to hit the wave without taking much damage, is that you're going out of the bush, you auto the wave, go back into bush. Go out of bush, auto wave, and do this back and forth. And it's gonna maybe Sunny gets 1 auto attack, but if you do it well, it's gonna be really hard for them to get any autos on you, and you'll still be able to get the push. But now I think you'll kinda have to give the push. Maybe you guys get it at the same time. No, they end up getting it. Well, I think if you're doing what I'm saying in the bush, you can actually get level 2 same time and then look to fight them. Because I think if you hit level 2 at the same time, Braum and Ezreal, super strong 2v2. If Braum hits Q, you guys can just all in.
Yeah. Okay.
But in general, like, if you watch like Viper, for me, Viper was the one that taught me the most and does this the best. Oh, this is really crazy. Let's see if it works out.
I fuck it up, but yeah, I kill her, but I could have played it better.
Yeah, you should look to flash Q, I think. Because
Yeah,
you know that she wants to flash away. So if you like hold your Q a bit and then look when she flashes and then flash Q in her face,
for sure.
then you could kill her before she gets the Q off. I mean, you would still die and get a little bit more damage from Jhin. I'm not the biggest fan of it, because I think the lane is like fine. And if you just take this Q, you know, you're just chunking the Senate to half, and then I think the next Braum Q that lands can be an all-in. But in general, this 1-for-1 trade, you don't kill enemy ADC, you kill enemy support. You also use both sums. I'm not the biggest fan, not the biggest fan. Now Jhin kind of gets a free recall. And Jhin, for me, if I'm the Jhin, I'm very happy now, you know? And I think I'm way happier than you are.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have Dark Harvest, so he's not that happy.
Yeah.
Now we just slow push, it's good. Senna is mega trolling, what the fuck? Bro, supports that do this, so they just face check randomly when they have no sums and no vision. Oof, oh, yeah, you guys kill her, nice. Okay, well, this was a bit strange. So here, this is good, right? But now your W is on, or your auto attack is on cooldown. So why not W?
I think I'm holding for J4 EQ, but yeah, I could definitely hit this for sure.
Yeah.
I was just I was holding out for him to use his abilities though.
I think you can use W, like, I mean, she's like, okay, so here, I don't think she can actually ever juke, because the only way she could dodge your W is if she clicks to here, you know? She's up against the wall. If you wait until she's up against the wall, even if she dodges your W, if she clicks to here, she's actually even more dead, because that just means you guys have more distance to run her down. She needs to click insta into tower.
Okay.
But it's fine to think that you should hold it for Jarvan EQ, but here it's like, I don't like that much that Jarvan even has the EQ, because then he goes under tower, and maybe, like, what if enemy jungler was there, and things could go worse, and Jarvan might flash or something like that. But he did a good short EQ, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, nice, you guys crashed this wave. Base double longsword, good, good, good. Yeah, it looks fine. Just thinking about where you should use your ward.
I am really bad at warding.
Yeah,
Like,
in general, a rule that I like to have is whenever I look down on my inventory and I see 2 wards, I try to think insta, how do I want to use a ward? Because you never want to sit on 2, right? Because then it's like, you're not getting the cooldown for the 3rd one. So it's like a waste. So I would think either I want to ward in this pixel bush, or I want to ward in this bush. I think both are fine, but we just choose one of them and ward. This bush has its advantage of that if you guys fight in the lane, then, you know, they can't use this bush to dodge vision, and you can also, like, probably the wave will end up like here, and you can also see if enemy jungler wants to gank through lane, and you can see if Senna, like, try to hit Qs on Senna. While this bush is nice if you think enemy jungler might gank you through river. Both wards are fine. I don't think it makes a huge difference. You have a good pink and tri bush, so maybe warding the lane is better. Because now you can see if you have a
that's horrible. Fuck.
if you have a ward in the bush right now, it makes this whole play a lot less scary, because you would know 100% enemy jungler can't be here, pretty much. Probably he's not here, but, you know, he could be going through lane right now, in which case you guys would die.
Fuck me.
Well, I guess you guys die to Rise instead, maybe? Or no, he doesn't ulti.
No, he's level 5, I think, man.
Oh, he's level 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
okay.
just taking a walk.
Yeah, he's just he's just chilling.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fine.
I think I hit the wave. I think I hit the wave here instead of just letting
Yeah, I think I don't like freezing here much, because it's like, what do we gain from holding the wave here? I think it depends a bit on your champ, but when you play Ezreal, having the wave here, it's very vegan Ezreal, I'd say. Have you ever seen someone hold the wave here as Ezreal and then kill enemy bot lane?
I mean, I guess not, but with Braum, don't I want space to, like, run them down if he hits a Q?
You do, but you still want push, I think, because okay, let's go back into Riftkit a bit. Let's say that next one. Let's say that instead of having the wave here, that you have it now, that you have it like more around here. If Braum hits a Q now, you guys can still run Senna down a fair bit, but you can also play the lane regardless of what Braum does. Because if Braum doesn't hit any Qs now, you can still get push and use your Qs to poke, while if the wave is under your tower, like it is here, I refuse to believe that good players will get hit by Ezreal Q in this spot, because it's just like, all Jhin needs to do is Q the wave, and he never gets hit. I think in this case it's fine right now, because Jarvan is doing Drake, and they're so scared of Jarvan. But in general, when you're playing Ezreal, I think you kind of want to, instead of thinking about freezing here, what I would think about instead is like, I want to make a big slow push. If they contest my slow push, I will just all in them, right, with Braum Q. And if they don't contest my slow push, great, I'm going to have a huge wave. I crash that under tower, and I have so much time to hit Qs on Jhin when he wants to farm.
Okay.
Because now you can see this is not going to turn into a slow push, because we kept too many minions alive. If we were to, like, kill these 3 minions right now, like ASAP, then I think we could turn this into a slow push easier.
Okay.
This is still okay. But you can see how, even though Jarvan is right next to you guys, it's very hard to actually pressure them. Because it's like, it's really rare that if you give enemy push, that it'll turn into a good situation. Unless you're playing in like low reload, or enemies, you have a really specific comp. Like if you have Blitzcrank Jarvan, okay, giving push can actually be good. But if you're playing like champs that don't have insane setup, it's pretty rare that enemy will be really bronze and die, because all they need to do is put down good vision after they get push, and then respect the jungle, and then they're kind of like chilling because they'll just get the wave in your face, run away, get the wave in your face, run away, that type of vibe. But now you can see, once we get the push, immediately it becomes way easier for Braum to find an all-in. Because Braum doesn't have to worry about 500 minions. Nice, well played. Now you guys can kill Jhin as well. You dive him under tower, nice. Gwen is here. How you play this? Okay, Jarvan solo kills, is all good. Braum with the Q. That's all good. Nah, it's fine. Braum had to get the Q for you guys to diver, I think. Now you come back to a big wave.
I think this is really bad here. Alright.
We're not gonna hold this, are we? I hope we're not gonna hold this.
No. I'm just taking damage for free, though. I guess we're looking, but...
Yeah. I mean, you took 350 damage. It's a bit much.
Yeah.
I think you should just, like, try to run back faster, don't queue the wave. Even Eing back is fine, you're full mana with tier. Just to make sure that you don't take this much damage.
Yeah.
This is good that we're thinning the wave down. Good.
Oh, this is... I mega end tier, I think.
This is also a good timer to go ward, to be honest. I mean, this game you're kind of spoiled because you have insane vision in enemy jungle. But if you don't have this vision, once you've like, this is like the ideal timer to go ward once you've thinned the wave and you start slow pushing, like right here. Like now, Jhin is giving you the space to ward. You also know that the wave is slow pushing into enemy team, right? So eventually the wave is going to be like here and you can get ganked. So ideally, we want to ward before we are in the situation that we can get ganked. Because if enemy jungle is good, he's going to be here when we can get ganked, not like when we want to ward, you know? So if you ward now, Jhin is giving you the space to do so. It's going to make you much safer on this slow push. Because now it's another timer that you could go ward, but in some games, this could be more risky because this would be the timer that the enemy jungler is actually looking to gank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the E forward, but we E into Senna W, but it doesn't matter. We one shot her, nice. I don't think you guys can dive this guy, though.
No, definitely not.
I think here on this last one, you can start juking, because you can like look at where Braum is. And if you juke this, oh, you also barriered.
Yeah, I'm doing
yeah.
Yeah. This is, I think,
but we're fine here, no?
I think Braum does.
Yeah. I mean, I think here you're just, like, I like that you're blocking it for the Braum, but you can also see, like, you can see pretty fast that you don't need to block for Braum anymore, you know? You're also, technically, you know now you're not blocking for Braum anymore.
Really?
Well, if Jhin shoots it here...
I feel like that's on him, though. I'm standing still because I want...
Yeah, I mean, Braum should walk behind you still. But I think once this shot here, this shot is fine. But on the fourth shot here, you should start juking now for sure. Because Braum is going to be out of range. And it's just like, you're taking so much damage for no reason.
Yeah,
and of course the barrier is bad.
Yeah.
But I think because what could happen in my head is that you guys can kind of 2v3 this. Imagine if you're now like nearly full HP. Then if they try to kill your Braum, I think you can turn on the Gwen. Like now, you know, you could EWE on the Gwen here and kill her.
I think I could still do it now, to be honest, maybe.
You could, but it's more risky. Jhin still has barrier. It's much harder to do, I think.
Yeah.
But this is why, like, conserving your HP whenever you can will lead to, like, can have, like, a butterfly effect of what happens in the fight after, kind of. Because now it kind of looks like, from a spectator POV, it's like, oh, you couldn't really do anything. But if we go back, it's kind of like, no, actually, if we preserve the HP here, and we're juking the Jhin ult earlier, maybe we could do something.
Yeah, you're right. I see that. I guess my thought process wasn't that deep at the time.
I mean, it's good to think, like, I need to block the Jhin ult, but it's like... I mean, there's two things that I would think about with the Jhin ult blocking. It's like, one is like, okay, will the Jhin stop aiming at you if you juke now? Or will he just keep aiming? Like, he'll just shoot randomly. Will he actually ever hit this
Yeah.
Braum? Probably not. He didn't once think to shoot ult in like a different direction than right on top of you. So I think if you
Yeah.
juke, he's not gonna hit Braum in the first place. And the second thing
Yeah.
is just like looking at Braum on the minimap. I'm looking at Braum, I'm looking at Braum. Okay, he's like out of range now. He's
Yeah.
fine.
My
I
camera
can start juking.
angle's kind of bad. My camera angle's kind of bad here. I feel like.
Yeah, but even with the bad camera, if you're looking at the minimap, I mean, it's kind of hard to see with the outplayed logo, but you can
Yeah.
see him pretty clearly on the minimap, and I would think like, okay, he's out of range. Let's juke it.
Mhm.
Because also, even if Gwen is not coming, if I'm this HP right now, I can easily
Mhm.
push this wave in and pressure to dive Jin if Senna opens not to bot. So I can force Senna to go to bot instead of being able to impact the map, which is a win.
Yeah. Okay.
While if I get really low, you see now even when Gwen wasn't coming, you're actually
Mhm.
having to play quite scared because you're now
Yeah.
500 HP instead of being 900 HP or whatever you would be.
Yeah. I see that.
Okay, so they push the wave in on you. You're able to push the next. It's a bit of a privilege. A lot of time you're not able to do this.
I mean, can you elaborate on that? Like, what should I be worried about? Is it like enemy jungle or is it too?
So let's
Cause
say it isn't a Senna, and
Mhm.
it's like a Leona. They can
Okay.
come up to you here, cancel you pushing, then they can start looking to cancel your base and just annoy you a lot. And maybe they can kill
Mhm.
you if enemy jungler comes. If enemy jungler comes, or if enemy jungler doesn't come, the worst thing they can do is just waste your time. And also, you force your Braum to do something that he's fine with doing this game, but maybe he's not fine doing every game, which is that he has to come and make sure that you're safe.
Okay. So should I just not push this wave then, realistically, in most
I think when
situations?
Jin is this low and you see him basing and it's a Senna, you know Gwen can't be here because she was here earlier, it's fine to push it. But in some games, you need to kind of ask yourself, am I safe to push this? Is it going to take me too long? Can the enemy support fuck with me too much? It's a privilege. I said it's a privilege because in some games you can't do it. In some games it's going to cost you a lot. But in this game,
Okay.
it barely cost you anything. You got to push the wave for free. Braum could have went to Grubs here instead of helping you, which for the map probably would have been quite a bit better. So
Yeah.
even in this case, maybe you could argue that it's not worth, but for you, it's definitely good, and I don't mind you doing things that are good for you in like a selfish vacuum, um,
Hmm.
in general. But it is something that you always need to consider and ask yourself.
Yeah. I mean, in retrospect, it seems pretty bad to be honest. So I think support move, like taking my support move, so I can push one wave that doesn't change my base at all, seems kind of
Yeah, it's
like
definitely a bit on the greedy
like
side for
like
sure.
like like not even that it's greedy. It's more like it doesn't change anything. I guess he loses like four
Six,
creeps or some shit.
yeah, 4 5
You know.
CS. Maybe I think he loses all six to be honest, because he resets so late. Like you saw him basing when the wave was coming. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
whether or not that's worth it, I would say probably it's not, but I don't think it's a bad habit to have to try to squeeze and try to like get those small leads on enemy ADC. But
Mhm.
you just need to ask yourself, like I think also like you'll learn this from competitive as well. Maybe your support will cry if you try to make him do this and he thinks it's bad for the
Mhm.
game. Um,
Yep.
and then also you'll have games where you just can't do it because enemy jungler's bot side or enemy support is too strong or stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really good dive by Jarvan here. Good Braum ulti, nice. Good. Think here you E out a bit fast, maybe. I liked your
Yeah.
initial
No.
patience, but I think you can like wait here a bit until you just like because you kind of end up Eing out as Jarvan EQs in, you know? I mean, it's still
Yeah.
fine because you guys just one-shot her, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I don't mind it. It's a small nitpicky detail. Overall, you're playing this game pretty good, I think. The only
No.
thing
I think.
I hmm?
No, keep going. Sorry. Let me interrupt you.
And the only thing I feel so far that was the biggest thing is just playing around bushes level 1 to make the lane more playable when you play against like double range or lanes that
Mhm.
outrange you in general. That's the biggest thing so far. And your warding. I think I haven't seen you place a ward. I think I've seen you place a ward once, which you haven't been punished for this game, but I can see how you get punished for that in a lot of other games.
Yeah. I think this is where I throw the whole game. By the way, or it's like the beginning of the end is about to happen. I
Hmm.
think.
I mean, now we see the Gwen, but we're a bit slow. I think in general here, okay. So a really nice rule that I've kind of made for myself recently, and it's shocking to me how it always kind of works. If your team is making play on top side, you play safe on bot side. And if you follow this, you're going to reduce your deaths in half, at least in laning phase. Because now, imagine, if you are thinking more holistically about the game, you should think to yourself, okay, so we just killed Ryze. That means a few things. One, this is huge for my top side and for my mid laner. They're going to get a lead from this. So if I do nothing, the map and my team is winning. But the second thing is, if we think from Gwen's POV, what is her play after her mid laner dies? She can definitely not go top side because she will for sure get outnumbered because Cassio can just move to any play she makes. But Cassio is actually top side right now. So if she makes a play bot side, she can still have a real gank opportunity.
Yeah, it's like the only play on the map is me, pretty much.
Yeah. And I don't think we need to have this really in-depth analysis of why Gwen wants to gank here, because it's going to be a bit different every game. But if you just try to internalize this rule that, okay, if my jungler's top side and my team in general is making a play on top side, I respect on bot side, it's going to make it so much easier to maintain your leads and to not throw and to just feel like you're kind of playing with your team always. Because how League works is kind of, in the early game, it's like your jungler makes a play top side, then he makes a play bot side, then he makes a play top side as kind of his camp spawn. Of course, sometimes he'll just full clear to one side and only play one side, but a lot of the time, the junglers want to play both Dragon and Herald and Grubs, right? They want to play for both objectives and also for the lanes. So if you're patient on the timers and respect on the timers that enemy can punish you, then you'll find that you will be rewarded with timers that you can be rewarded, you know? Because for example here, let's say you respected when the Gwen was bought. If you now respected and waited for the Cassio to have her move from mid, maybe you could be involved in this, and I mean Cassio ends up getting a fucking 1v3 triple or gets a double kill, but this could be you being involved in this and you seeing the reward of this Ryze kill. You know, that Cassio got the move so she could relieve you guys from the Gwen pressure. You would be able to kill everybody with her and then get the bot tower, and the game would just look so smooth because everybody kind of knows what's happening and understands the leads that the different lanes have. And of course, you will still have like your mid laner not respecting, your top laner not respecting, but if you can be the one to respect, you'll find that the games are just so much easier to play. Yeah, this is good. You get mid tower, you get mid wave high. Good, good, good.
That was bad. Alright.
I mean, I think I like the E in because they're all showing on top. But I think you're very... I mean, okay. I don't like what you're doing, actually. Because you're so slow to react to this. Why are you not Eing right now? This is illegal pathing. Holy shit. This is death pathing from Jhin right here to walk here. You should go on him insta, force him to walk around, or force him to flash. That should be what it looks like. Because they are showing people on top lane. So I think they're all showing all three, right? Sion is top as well. For sure, yeah. Sion is top, Ryze is top, and Gwen is top, right? So they're showing three people. They're actually showing everybody. And we know that we're stronger in an all-in. Why would he ever be allowed to cross here? Makes no sense. Because now we allow him to cross, and also you're not pinging anything. And you should be thinking to yourself, like, holy shit. This is like, what is it that I want? I want to be able to run down enemy bot lane, right? In an all-in. So if they approach you in a choke, where their only option is to run straight in front of you, or to run back out of tower, in which case you stun them from the whole wave, that's like the most ideal circumstances you could ever wish for. So if you're now spam pinging on your way, then Braum would probably like reassess the situation, because he's like autopilot pinging back, because he's not using his brain. But if he actually, if you spam ping forward, maybe he reassesses the situation and he realizes, holy shit, they're mega trolling. What the fuck are they doing? Because you guys are just scared of them here because they're enemy champions and they're walking up. And they're like, oh, they walk up, I need to walk back. You know?
Yeah.
But if we actually take a moment to assess this a bit, we'd realize, because you do realize it, you just realize it a bit too late. It's like, oh shit, this is super good. You also click way too far back. You don't need to click this far back. You can be clicking here and still playing to dodge the Jhin W, clicking in either direction. But you don't need to click like out of your auto attack range.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. Um, I have a question about
Yeah,
this play because when I look back over it, after I put like, can you go back like one wave here? So
yeah.
like, let's say like right here from this instance.
You're
Do I ever
wondering
just
about
walk
moving to
up?
top?
Do I ever just walk up? Because I think this is like
I think
this
you
is
should look
possible.
top at least, because I can't
Yeah.
really tell you right now because I don't know what's going on. You should definitely
Okay.
look top. You also have a global ultimate to see what's happening. It looks like your team is losing it pretty hard. I mean, if I were to
Yeah.
guess, it's probably bad to walk top because your strongest member is Cassiopeia and she's in base and probably with no TP. Otherwise, I'd assume she'd like ping something. Um, so probably your team is just taking a disadvantaged fight that you shouldn't follow, but
Uh-huh.
you need to look. That's number one, you
Okay.
know? Because if you actually want to, you need to, how it should look like is that while you're taking this wave, you're looking top at this play and you're deciding if you want to move. Because you
Okay.
can choose to start moving already now, you know? And you can get this wave from here and cue this. So you want
Mhm.
to be really efficient and look while you're clearing the wave. And hopefully you don't lose any minutes while doing it, right? You just take a quick peek. And then
Mhm.
after you've taken a quick peek, you should be able to see like, okay, is this a winnable fight that I can impact? Is this a turbo lost fight? Or is it a really one fight that I don't need to do anything in? The only one you want to move for is if it's like a close fight that you can impact in, or if it's a really one fight that you can clean up. Because if it's a really lost fight, you're never gonna like salvage the fight, usually. It's really rare you do SAC. But now you're looking top and I see a 300 HP Scion. So I'm like, oh, maybe we should have fucking moved to this. Because I'm pretty sure if we moved to this, we would have gotten some kills.
Yeah. That's what I thought too afterwards. And
Yeah. Oh my goodness,
then,
bro. That was insane.
I mean,
Jesus.
but,
But here again, it's like we're not looking top. What the fuck is going
yeah.
on top? Maybe we could kill them if we go top right now.
For right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna run? They're gonna run all the way to here? If you start running all the way up the river now?
Mhm.
Like, but we need to look first.
Mhm.
For me, that's the biggest problem. I would be fine if you looked and you told me that, okay, I think I can't do anything here. That's good. That's just you making a judgment. And that'll get better as you play and play. But
Mhm.
if you don't look and you don't make that judgment, you're not actually like practicing anything. Like, what
True.
did we learn now from doing this? We learned that we should hit our skill shots on enemy bot lane. That's what we feel like we learned in the game. Maybe if we watch it back, we can think maybe we should have moved top, but we can never actually
Mhm.
know that unless we check and have good map awareness to assess the situation, and then we make a
Mhm.
decision. And I don't care which decision it is, it's going to be different every game. But you need to make
Mhm.
that habit, and then you'll get way better as you do it. I think I've gotten pretty good. Even like I've gotten pretty good at assessing whether or not it's a situation I should move to. But I make mistakes still. You know, there's some place that I should have moved to that I don't move to because I want to greed for farm, and there's some that I move and then the play is over by the time I get there, and that's fine. You know, because I'm constantly reassessing what is like a good fight to move to and what I shouldn't move to. I think in general, there's two things that you should look out for. One is like, uh, oops, the HP bars of the people that you can move to, right? Because if, fuck me, man, I'm so bad using this. If they are really low, right, fighting, then a lot of the time, like if you're looking at them here, um, and they're really low when you're looking at them when you're already at mid lane, probably you're not going to make it in time, right? They're going to die
Uh-huh.
and the fight's going to be over by the time you get there. So that's one thing I would look at. The second thing is
Mhm.
like, where is the fight trajectory moving towards? If the fight is moving towards you or moving towards your base, I think a lot of time good to move because it means that it's a very high likelihood that if you move, it'll end up in a space that you can impact in this space here, you know?
Mhm.
But if the fight is moving this way, probably very difficult for you to move because what will happen is you will move, enemy will be under their tower already. And then you'll be like, okay, couldn't do anything here, go back. So the two rules that I have kinda is how low are the enemies? Does it look like this fight will end in the next like 5 seconds before I can even start my move? And the second thing is the fight moving in my direction or towards a space that I can get to? Or is it moving away from where I'm moving? And a different example would be like, let's say your team is fighting in the river and you can move from mid. Then the question becomes again, is it moving away from me? Then probably, you know, I can't really join this if they're running down here. Or is it the fight that's actually moving straight towards me and it's very, very easy for me to move, you know? I think if you follow these rules as kind of a baseline and then you adapt and adjust based on your experience and your game sense and what you learn, then you'll have a really good foundation of understanding when you should move and when you shouldn't. But I'm very curious. You said this is a loss?
Oh yeah, this is
That's
I don't
crazy.
know.
Let's
I
see how
think
you
my
guys.
we I don't know, man. I think my team griefed this here, but maybe I did bad because
Mm,
I feel like
okay. I mean, a few things. First of all, you're playing way too far back. This good.
got it.
Now, when he puts a trap in this bush, you have a pink ward. Pink ward the
Yeah.
bush. That way, Jin has no vision of the bush and makes it hard for him. Second thing is, we're playing Ezreal. Why are we clicking to here? Stay in this, you know? Q, Q,
True.
Q. You don't need to, if you're playing like Aphelios or MF, something without a dash, walls are pretty scary. We don't want to be close to walls. But when you're playing Ezreal or Zeri, walls are your best friend. They're your biggest safety. If Sion goes on you here, he's always fucked if you just E over the wall. Because now, we should be queuing the Jin again.
Yeah.
But we don't. And then we queue him, but we miss because we didn't pink ward the bush, so he actually sees us the whole time. And we missed that queue. I mean, I do think your team is also inting though, but you do also zone yourself. I mean, in general, here, there's like two ways you can play it. Either you can play it this way, that you're running up here and you look to queue from the bush, that's fine. Or you can play it just with your team as a 4-man. I don't think you need to run all the way here when you're this fed. I think you can just play with your team. But your team is also taking a 4v5 because they're starting the Drake when Gragas is top with no TP. So even though you're keeping 2 people occupied, which should be good in theory, your team actually ends up losing the fight.
Yeah, but I'm also keeping occupied the 2
Least useful people.
Yeah,
That's true.
useless people.
So probably it's better if you just stay with your team here and you look to play the fight out with them. But at the same time, it's a Gwen. It's a bit hard to say. I don't exactly like I don't know the correct answer completely. Because looking at it now, you wouldn't be able to damage the Gwen, you'd just be hitting Sion. Maybe you could get some damage on Ryze. Maybe you could make it happen, but it looks hard. Jin and Senna would be joining, right? And you would get collapsed on. I think the choice you made is okay, but we have to play it more aggressive and like mechanically better than this. We have to use our pink ward. We have to not be giving this much space in the first place. And yeah, everything else was fine. I mean, this Q was bad, right? But it's like, whatever. Yeah. You can probably tell that without me telling you.
Yeah. I don't know. In my head, once I saw it, I think I see I don't hear. When I see J4 EQ into the pit, I think it's I don't know. I think fighting with them is just like I think we lost, but I don't know.
Also here, I think just back off. I was gonna say that I think you're gonna die here, but it's like, it's really hard to do anything when you're 300 HP. All they need is one person to have flash, whether it's Ryze or it's Sion, and you just die.
Yeah.
And the Ryze had flash as well, I guess. Or does he flash forward here?
Yeah. I think it's a bit tilted. But I did agree with the fight.
Because here as well, it's like this death here, it's kind of bad because this death is extra bad because you're dying not the same. I mean, one, I think you're a shutdown maybe you're not, but you're dying when your team is like respawning. So now you can see your team is about to make another play and you're still dead, you know? Imagine if you were alive right now, then maybe if they get a kill here, you guys could go Nash or something. They didn't end up getting anything, but still in general, like when your team loses a fight and the fight continues for like 30 seconds after, it's really important to try to not to die, because what will happen a lot of the time is your team will just be impatient. Look at what this Jarvan's doing. He is just running in. Like, this will happen all the time in solo queue. Because what will happen is if you like fuck your tempo and it desyncs with your team, they will just instantly fight again. Luckily your Jarvan lived here, but in many cases he will not. Because they just don't want to respect. People in the league have ADHD, they just want to keep fighting. This is good, you're getting mid-wave into vision into mid-wave. Now you're looking top. You recognize, like, first you want to get this mid wave and then you want to move. Although you end up not moving. I mean, Cassio has no TP here. I don't know if Rice has TP. In general, I think your team is playing on the wrong side. They shouldn't be playing on Gray's side. They should be playing on Cassio's side. This looks pretty shit, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think this. I think it's just trolled by your team.
I just don't, I didn't understand how that play even happened, because when I like tabbed up, there was like I think they crashed Herald or something, and then they got engaged on. But
Yeah, I mean they're fine, right? But I mean,
Mhm.
they're not really fine. They're just. I think the Herald is a bit trolled. They should just wait for Cassio to have move from bot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like this result ended up being really bad, but I don't think this is your fault. I don't think there's like. I mean, I think what Cassio should do, to be honest, is not go for Gromp, and she should come midwave, and then you go top. That's what the right play is macro-wise. But when Cassio goes for Gromp, your team shouldn't make this play, and I think you should go for midwave.
Mm-hmm.
And now you should make a judgment call of whether or not you want to move. Decide not to move, which I think is fine because it looks just troll. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think you could, if you wanted to be like good macro here, you could be the one pinging Cassio. Because at the same time here, like, okay, so how really simple macro lesson in League is whenever you want to make something happen on the map, you play 2 lanes. What does that mean? That means that like you overload 1 lane by putting 4 members into it, and then you have 1 person on mid lane clearing it. And if you
Mm-hmm.
ever try to make a play on 3 lanes, which means that like you have 1 person mid, 1 person bot, and 3 people top, usually it'll go bad because they will send 4 person in the 1 lane. You have 3, and then they are outnumbered and they die. So if you recognize that your team wants to play top here, you can tell like here that your team wants to play top. You can ping your Cassio now, like assistance ping for this next mid wave, and you commit to going top. You ping on the tower, and you can make this a good play. You know, this could actually be really good if Cassio moves to mid and it's on this next mid wave. But you need to kind of recognize that because this Cassio is stupid and doesn't recognize it herself. And now, as I
Mm-hmm.
said, you guys are playing on 3 lanes, 1 mid, 1 bot, 3 top. They send 4 people top. You guys are outnumbered on top. GG.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be the same. Like if you guys were playing into bot side here, you would have to ping your Gragas to move to mid to take the next mid wave. It works the same way for both sides.
Okay.
And if you ever see that your team is trying to make a play and you see both your solo laners, or you see yourself on mid, and like if you see that you're ever 3 and you're showing on 3 lanes, probably it's gonna be a bad play.
Okay.
It's very rare that it turns out well, because enemy can either have like either 5 people with TPs, or they can be 4 people, and numbers disadvantage fights usually always turn bad. Okay, Jarvan goes for turbo engage, but you're so far.
Yeah, I think I started hovering top side because I thought we were gonna make the play top and not do Jake, and then we end up just doing whatever the fuck this is.
I mean, I think this, if you don't hover top, this is not so bad, because enemy is making 2 mistakes here. One, Rice is getting really chunked, so he can't TP. Maybe he doesn't even have TP, I'm not sure. But the second thing is, they are not turning. They're playing to finish Drake. This is an
Mm-hmm.
insane good fight position for you guys. They are all stuck in
Yeah.
the pit. They're going to get 4-man Gragas ulted, 4-man Jarvan ulted, and you will have a free time hitting skill shots because they're all stacked up and they can't dodge it.
How can I tell this before though? Because like in 30 seconds before, all I see is like
You can tell
we have
this
like
before by realizing that you can never go on Rise here. That's how I can tell this
okay,
before.
okay.
Especially alone. Okay, so let's think here. If we think here for a bit, okay, so Braum is going to bot side, our only
Mm-hmm.
CC. Are we now going to be able to run this Rise down? Like, if Rise now clicks straight back, he would end up here.
Yeah.
Are we going to run all the way here?
No, I won't.
I don't think we will, right? So there's nothing actually to do on top. So what you should do instead of this is, if you think you can't contest Drake, you should be walking here, going for this next midwave.
Okay.
You know that they're all on Drake, so you know that this next midwave
Mm-hmm.
is free as long as you hug topside.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are doing that, instead of being where you are now, you would be right here, which means you could actually join this fight. And it puts you
Okay.
in a position where you can both join this fight. You can also go back to play into top if the Ryze is staying after Cassio clears this wave. It just gives you way more options. Instead of like
Mhm.
kind of going for like a desperate chase on the Ryze, if we just walk up for mid wave, we're gonna put ourselves in a much better situation regardless of what happens.
Mhm.
Oh, Ryze did have TP, but he was slow as fuck.
No, fuck.
I think you should E insta on him. I think you're really underestimating how
Yeah.
strong you are here. Like
Yeah.
your free items Ezreal. Because now you can't E anymore right now, because he's with the Gwen and the Sion. But if you E,
Yeah.
like, if you just E insta, you EQ here instead of queuing, I think you just kill him.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
this is the perfect time to E, because Sion and Gwen can't reach you, and you will have your E up by the time, like, you'll be fighting with the Sion and Gwen. But now
Yeah.
you do kind of nothing to the Ryze. You're a bit like spectator mode. Just Q,
Mhm.
E backwards, Q. Might even die here, to be honest. You're gonna die here, maybe.
That's bad Q.
Yeah, we're dead, aren't we? I guess with Flash we're not. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, we
but
ended up using all our sums to not get anything. You know, it feels pretty.
I mean that should have been my fight because I'm on 3 items and I have both sums, so
Yeah.
I should be able to. If I was there for it, I would have killed everyone. But I guess I path top side. I don't know. I just got so confused. I think I didn't know what we were doing.
And also here on the Rise, if you W
Mm,
him now, I mean, you should always W here for sure. I think in general you're missing timers to W where you're like in between auto animations, because you
mm,
could like W E him, and then I
yeah.
think you could like, because there's still a world here where I think you can kill Rise. Um,
Mm,
if
yeah.
you
I
get the
just miss everything.
WE and then you get one more Q.
Hmm.
But we're missing a lot of things and we're playing very safe. We're not really
Hmm.
willing to E in when we can.
Yeah.
We're missing like a lot of potential of the champion.
Hmm.
Good. Here again as well. If you like W, you know? Right now,
Oh,
while you're
okay.
walking into ranged auto. There's so many, like you're barely ever using your W. When you should
Mm,
be perma spamming it. Every time you want to like there's no way I should ever see you auto attack with your W off cooldown and the enemy is not like you're not trying to W them, you know?
okay.
It's just free damage.
Hmm.
Yeah, you guys get a peek on Sion and Senna. Nice. 2 kills. Oh yeah, is this going to be where you guys all die and lose? I think it might.
Yep.
Here again. Look, look, look. W. Right now.
Right now.
Yeah. You WQ. Because now
Okay.
again, we're gonna Q, and then we W now. And
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
super,
Yeah. I see.
super late W. Well, this
Hmm.
fight isn't good, I think. I don't know how it turns this bad, though. It looked kind of good in the beginning, but
Uh, I think it's
Cassio is
just.
CC'd, I guess. Because if Cassio could go on the Gwen, it would be fine, but
Yeah, I see what you mean about using my W. It's always up and all the time.
yeah. Oh, wow, they ended up with that, actually. That's crazy. Hmm. I also think here,
Mm-hmm.
you
I walk too
can,
far back.
like, you walk too far back. I think you can also E forward here. That's fine. Although it's a bit more risky than the last
Really?
one. I think you can,
I can
like,
equal
you can E here, you know?
like there. Okay.
And you will have it back really fast. But I don't mind if you don't E, but you should not lose, like, you should not walk this far back that you can't even auto attack him. You
Yeah, that's
know?
bad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so I think he can get Braum CC chained before he gets the flash away. And then this
Mhm.
fight looks a lot better because this fight would be happening like here instead of like here. Yeah, your biggest problems this game, it looks like just in general, I think you need to get better at like checking what fights you want to move to and map awareness in general and looking more around while you take mid waves. And
Mhm.
also just I think you limit us more in team fights. Try to play more
Okay.
aggressive, be willing to take more risks. You're playing so passive even when you're strong and kind
Mhm.
of letting enemy, because I think what will happen if you do limit test and try to play more aggressive is you'll be surprised a lot of the time at how strong you are, because this game it felt like
Mhm.
you didn't really know how strong you are, and we need to
Yeah.
know exactly how strong we are to play aggressive, because it's not like people maybe think that playing aggressive is this like mystical thing where it's just like you're just so good and everything. No, it's just that you know how much damage you do, and you know how much damage enemy does, and you know that you do more, so you click forward and you go in, you know? And once you do know that, it's going to feel really easy to play because you can immediately tell when the enemy is trolling. Like when the Ryze TP's in your face, for example, if you know exactly how strong you are and how weak he is, you will know that this guy's just mega trolling, and you can just like legit melee E on his face and just auto attack him to death.
Yeah.
Okay, this is you want me to listen to comments for this?
If you want to, sure. I don't talk a lot, so it's
thing.
whatever.
Guy.
A bit, I guess.
I think
me
it
over the wall.
just because this lane, if it Fleet hadn't been.
That guy right there.
What
is my
level would
support,
you
by the
say
way.
this team is? Like, what elo is your teammates?
Okay, I have 3 of us have hit Grandmaster. My jungler is a challenger every season.
Okay.
I gave him Minion.
So
I feel like the comms
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just gonna be yapping, but we can listen to it.
yeah, you don't have to listen to it. I have a really hard time communicating. My support is filled, by the way,
Okay.
or like not filled. This season, I ended up beating him in the trial for ADC spot, and he role swapped the support.
Oh.
And I have a hard time communicating with him in lane about like what we want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you'll see it as much this game. I think there's another game where you could really see the problems that we have, but I just have a hard time communicating like how I want to play the lane because I think him and I are on like different wavelengths. You
Does
know
that
what I'm
mean he's just inting, or do you actually think you guys just don't communicate well?
I mean, I think he might be going for plays which are good, but I just don't see the same angle as him. You know what I'm saying? Or he does things without explaining to me, and I don't really understand what's going on.
Do you feel like he's
sometimes-
inting?
Yeah, I feel like he's inting, but he feels like we should be fighting.
We first
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
by the way.
So this that'll be interesting to see. Maybe we'll see. I mean, judging by your
Yeah,
habits, I would say it could be that he's right because you do play, I think, very reserved and
Mhm.
very passive at times.
Busy today.
And maybe that
Mhm.
could also help you in your process of limit testing, just kind of trying to look for every play that he's looking for, and then, you know, if it ends up bad, that's fine too. You learn from that, you know.
Yeah, we blame it on Ali.
What?
You
I don't
guys
think there's
could
any-
do like maybe 2v2s as well. I don't know if people
Mhm.
do that at your level, but that could help for like understanding when you can all in and
It's
when you
always
can't.
me.
And then you just kind of play really aggressive in those 2v2s, really see who wins level 1, who wins level 2, who wins level 3, you know? You make that the goal of the 2v2.
Yeah.
This is probably
But this game, I got giga gapped by the. I played. This is from a scrim where I played 3 games, and their ADC got me 3 games in a row. It was
Aye.
gross. He was challenger. He was really good, but
Yeah. Okay, let's start off with thinking about a bit about this lane. How do you think this lane should go? What do you think this should look like?
in my head, know they're gonna get pushed because they have range support into Rel,
Yep.
and also they have Kaisa. So in my head, I just want to. I mean, I don't feel like I can ever walk up and contest them level 1, right?
Mhm.
Unless Rel like even if Rel maybe if Rel lands W, but that's never happening, okay?
Mhm.
So I should be trying to like save HP and like get creeps when I can, and then they're gonna like 3-wave crash most likely.
Yeah. So, okay, if I'm in your shoes, I'd be thinking very similar to you. I think it's good. You recognize that, you know, with Nico into Rel, it's going to be hard for you guys to ever get push in the early levels. But there's a few things that I would look for. One is one-on-one trades with Nico. If you do auto Q and she does auto Q, I think that's pretty equal and pretty good for you. Because like you'll get to Q bounce on the minions, you have Taste of Blood for sustain, and it just can alleviate a bit of the pressure she has, because the other option a lot of the time is either you just tank the Nico Qs like this, or you're able to generate a little bit of pressure and you know, trade more than just losing HP randomly, you know? So that's the one thing I would be looking for. I think also trading with your fourth shot. Like for example here, if Kaisa clicks a little bit more forward, I would click here, get a fourth shot, back off. Because now I think she's trolling a bit, you know? Because Nico is not quite in range to Q you. If you click here, you know, you could get yourself in a position where maybe you can get a fourth shot off. Those are the type of things that I would be fishing for while I'm accepting the fact that I'm going to lose push. If I can get an auto Q, if I can get a fourth shot off. It's fine if you don't get it, but it's good to like fish for it. Like this is good, you know? You got a winning trade on the Nico, great. Here as well, I think you can now when your minion wave is about to come, you don't need to click this far back. The Kai'Sa is like fake pressuring you right now hard. If she autos you here, it sucks for her. It sucks for her so much. She's gonna tank these 2 minions. And you actually win the trade if you auto queue. This is like mega fake fake deluxe pressuring that Kai'Sa is doing here. So whenever you see that you have minions, and whenever they play range support, and the range support like trades, then you should think if enemy ADC is still stepping up, this is a good opportunity for you to force him back. So what should happen here is that you're like more here right now. Kai'Sa would be clicking to here. You get the last of this minion, and then you back off again, because then Nico's gonna have her Q back up. And if Kai'Sa gives you a trade while you click up, then you're happy with that.
Okay.
Because now, for example, if we clicked up faster and got that space, then we would have been able to get that minion without taking that Nico Q, you know?
Hello?
Yeah.
Shine bright on the EU sky, my friend.
Capitan_Alexis. Fart.
I would ward bot side, like ward like here, and just play around your ward.
Yeah, bot has Brimmer Prio.
I can.
Whatever.
Also, in general, when you get pushed in, very good toward Tribush. Because you get to
actually,
see... Yeah. Just in general, when you get pushed in, it's good toward Tribush. Try to do it every game on both sides. Helps you if you're going to get dove, helps you if your general is going to get invaded, helps the enemy rotations, everything. It's really useful ward. And it's good to ward after, like, second wave, around this timer now.
I'm just full clear. They could look to invade me as well.
Yeah, that's crazy that you said that.
I
I
can't.
mean, I just give my
Yeah,
or whatever.
but I mean, it took a long time for me to implement that habit. And our coach was saying it every game. If you get pushed in, please just ward Tribush, please.
Yeah, my jungler grilled me after the game for that one because.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna get invaded, and then you guys are gonna get fucked because you have no ward. Yeah.
Yep.
I just have numbers. I'll ward my entrance. He took my he's on my gromp.
On bid 4. Guys is
I got it. Yeah.
Big mistake here. What's the mistake?
Yeah. Should be looking at my jungler right now.
I mean, one, you should be looking at your jungler, but there's another mistake as well.
Guys is
That's quite bad.
Alright, wait, on the back. What am I looking for right now?
Okay, so if we want to move to our jungler,
Oh, I should be hovering towards the.
we should be hovering that side, right? We even walked here, which is like the worst space, because if we are here right now, we can still be ready to last it to CS, but we can also be ready to move to any fighting that happens. Now you're super slow to move,
It's fine.
and you're actually slower than Kai'Sa, while if you were here, you would have been like auto-attacking the Rammus already now.
And we can win this. We can win
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
You
It's fine.
W?
Hit ward. Hit ward. Hit ward. Oh, fuck. You're good. You're good. Just get your wave. You get that.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck that was. Now he's trolling. I'm so ahead. I'm gonna play for this crab. I'll be low 4 to 3.
Yeah,
I don't.
you
I
should
should
push
say
this
something
They're
here.
on me.
wave.
They're on me. I need help. Oh.
I mean, here
Fuck.
again now, you should push this wave much faster and
Play
look
for this crab.
to,
I'll be low 4
like,
to 3.
I think I'm gonna mute a bit.
Yeah.
You should look to move to your team much faster than this. Like, they want to play for crab, so you want to be ready to play for crab. I think you can push this much faster. Like, now you start reloading, and you're not hitting. Because there's no way in hell Kai'Sa can ever move before you here. And if you start fighting the Kai'Sa, I think it should always be good in this spot. Because your jungler can move first, your support can move first. Everything is just being chilling.
Okay, so I just need to do everything faster.
Yeah.
I also piss enter here, but.
Oi, oi, oi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi.
This slow.
Mm.
That's bad flash too. But
Yeah.
I think.
But the biggest problem is just how slow you are, you know? Like, look at how the fight's already happened, and this is where you are, you know? The fight's legit over by the time you even have a chance to W. That's how slow you are. So we need to kind of, like, one, we need to predict a little bit what more enemy is gonna do, but also, like, if your jungler's saying he wants to play for crab, make it so that you are able to play for crab. And also, don't put a point into E, level 3. Never put point into E. Always put point into Q. So much better. So much more damage.
Okay.
Uh,
You put a point E level 4?
Yeah. Because the W point is not that important. But the double 2 Q points, like if you have 2 Q points, this wave gets like you can just auto this and Q with 2 points Q, and this wave is like nearly all dead.
Yeah, so I should be matching Kai'Sa the second she starts. I should just Q the wave and match
Yeah,
Kai'Sa.
yeah. Because if you match Kai'Sa now, I think you're winning because Rel can move before Nico can, and Graves can move before Rammus can. I'd say kind of. And it's also just like, you know, she doesn't really win 1v1. It's like a very equal, I'd say.
Okay. But then I just run it down here. But I think
Yeah.
someone says go on Nico, and I just flash, but that's just fucking.
I mean, I think here what you can think about is like if Nico doesn't flash this, she's dead, right? Regardless of you flashing. She would get knocked into you right now, and then you would kill her. So if she's gonna flash this, we should hold our flash and see like where she flashes. Because if you hold your flash here, maybe you can actually still kill the Nico. Probably not. But then you would at least be able to tell, okay, wait, the Nico flashed away. I can't reach this. I can't flash. She's out.
Yeah,
because this outcome could be junglers 1-for-1. Like, okay, so think about how much worse this looks than it could have been. So imagine now, you guys don't kill the Nico. Nico flashes away. You go back to bot lane and you crash the wave. It's 1-for-1 in the jungle trade. Kai'Sa will lose a bit of CS. You will lose a bit of CS. She'll be able to run down and catch the wave, but you know, you'll be able to annoy her a bit, waste some of her time. You guys both lose a little bit of minions. It's not great for either of you, but it's fine overall. But now you die, you don't crash the wave. Kai'Sa will be able to reset, then catch the wave, and she's gonna be like legit 30 CS up on you now. The game is pretty much over for you, to be honest. In a competitive game, I'd say your game is over now. In solo queue, you can still come back.
Jackspektra
But
2023
in competitive, when people understand that if enemy is down 30 CS at minute 5, they can just bully you perma and get every objective. It's gonna be really hard to come back.
Valeris 03. Another month here, let's go. Ooh.
I can hear your sub noise, by the way. But
you can hear my sub noise?
Yeah. I'm not thinking.
My bad.
I end up going like 0-5 this game. Like after this, I end up just like I don't know. It's
really
every
rough.
single fight. But I think it's also like part of it also. I mean, obviously I ran it down, but playing Jhin this far behind, especially when you have Dark Harvest Collector into Rammus, it's just Rammus Cassante.
Probably shouldn't go Collector this game, yeah, even with Dark Harvest when they have Rammus Cassante. Yeah, what do you think? I think probably not, no?
Okay, so what? I mean, should I be playing utility then? Isn't that the point of the shift build? Is to be like utility? No.
I mean, I think you can just go IE LDR and then rapid fire.
Yeah. I should have pivoted after I got this far. Oh, actually, I guess it makes no sense to go collector versus two tanks that are stacking armor when we're
probably like
AD.
the two tankiest tanks, and you're nearly full AD. Probably not the best, I mean, in general, I like collector. It's more of a solo queue item than a competitive item because you fight a lot more, you get the bonus gold, you get the executes, that type of stuff. I don't think it's terrible in competitive, especially at your level, but when enemies make it tanky, just try to get a good BF sword base, go Infinity Edge first, and you'll just have like a much smoother scaling, I think. Because if you go collector now, then I think you need to go LDR second, to be honest.
Yeah. I thought that too, but I end up going IE anyway. And,
yeah, you're gonna do 0 damage then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, we are.
Yeah, I don't remember what was going on here. I think we're calling the dive or something, but I don't know. I just walked forward for no reason.
I mean, it's fine that we could have dove. I think it's fine to try to dive. I like to try to dive here. Kai'Sa's fully alone. This is a good comeback play. Nico's trolling. I think you guys should try to dive. If it doesn't work, game is GG. If it does work, you are actually back in the game. But here, when Kai'Sa's walking up, this is good. You're looking for the 4th shot, but she's auto-attacking you. Why are you not Q 4th shotting her? This is what you were waiting for. Because even now, when you auto-attack the tower, Q her. Q the Kai'Sa. Yeah.
Is taking turret shot not bad? Or...
You're not gonna take a tower shot. Look, if you Q her now, how do you take a tower shot now?
True.
You just click out a tower after. But you're just like, you're super... I think it's a bit like a nameplate gap. If you were playing this game as a solo queue game, and this Kai'Sa was clicking like this, you would think she's just inting. But because you think to yourself, oh my god, this guy's like challenger, he's so good.
It's not even that, by the way. It's more that it's just like when I play on this team, I feel like I'm like one of the weaker links. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like nervous sometimes, or but I guess I also play really passively. That Ezreal game's a solo queue game.
Yeah.
So
But it's just like a good play is a good play. A bad play is a bad play. It doesn't matter who does it. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just you need to recognize that, and you need to recognize like at the end of the day, you're playing champions against champions, right? You're playing Jhin into Kai'Sa. Doesn't matter who's piloting what. If you know how Jhin wins this, and you know how Kai'Sa wins this, you know what both sides are looking for. I would argue, to simplify it, Jhin wins short trades, Kai'Sa wins all-ins. So when Kai'Sa is walking into you, and you have a wave, and you know she can't all-in you because your team is there, that is prime time short trade action. Even if Kai'Sa doesn't, if Kai'Sa, I would be walking up here, and I would be forcing Kai'Sa to walk here. She's not lasting this wave. I'm not letting her last it. If she lasts this wave, she's taking a 4-shot Q to her face. And I don't care if I take a tower shot.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's how I know I can win this lane. That's my win con, right? And I'm going to be playing towards that no matter who the Kai'Sa is, or what team I'm on, or what, whatever the circumstances are. And I think if you get into that mindset and think of it like that, it makes it easier to overcome that mental hurdle. That is real and can be hard as well. But it's just champions versus champions.
Yeah.
But now we are letting them push. I mean, can't really do much about it. They're way stronger. It's good. You're just gonna have to receive for a bit now. Wait until your rel finds something. Which she kind of does.
Here, but I don't W before, so it's so bad.
Yeah, you could have W'd a bit earlier and gotten a bit more damage, but it's okay. Like, you want to W. A good rule that you can make for yourself is when you see the rel channel, that's when you W. Because the CC is so short that if you W as they get CC'd, if you try to react to it, you can maybe mistime it. But it's the same as when you try to flash rel Q. You know, if you were to try to flash rel Q, you gotta flash, or like flash rel, flash Q, you know? You gotta flash when they're doing this huge ass, like a little, you know, they're doing the wind up with the horsey. And you can do the same thing with Jhin W. Like, you do it when she winds up, you're looking at your rel, okay, she's starting the Q, I W.
Okay.
Also, we're never using our E. Actually, I want to go for... I want to see. Have you used E once this game?
Probably
Oh, you
not.
used your E once. Wait, where was the one E? No, you didn't use it, actually. No, you actually haven't used it once. Okay, we should use E a bit more. Where should we use our E? Okay, so good spots to use E. Like, here is good. Here is good. Good to use it as a semi-ward in Tribush or Pixel. It's good to use it up against walls because then it won't get hit by the minions. And then what you try to do is you E, for example, the entrance to a bush. You wait until you see enemy support entering the bush. You W as soon as they get hit by the trap. They get hit by both. Boom. It's just like a little skill check that you can put in. Because the enemy support, if he plays it well, he can play the max range and then dodge the W. And then it's a bit of a waste of your mana. But a lot of the time, they will get hit by both. You get a huge chunk. You're very happy. But we definitely do want to use it here and there, you know?
Okay.
Like, for example, even here, when all of this shenanigans happens, where is it? Like, let's say here when you hit level 3, let's say you're level 4 right now, and we had level Q level 3, it would be good to walk here, put an E in this bush, you know?
Yeah.
Because then you can see if they move, and you can W whoever moves.
Okay.
Let's go back to where we were. So now you're letting the slow push. Again, like here when we're slow pushing, good to put like a trap here. You could put like a little trap here. Just in general, like trap it up a bit. And that can make it easier for a rel to find an engage. Can make it easier for you to poke on your own. All that good stuff. And if you think you're going to get dove, you should always just like double trap the wave as soon as you can.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to worry about that right now. Because here, for example, let's say you trap the bush, you would be able to tell if enemy bot lane wanted to like cheese you on the next wave. Because now you're a bit scared of that.
Yeah.
Like you're a bit scared of this bush, you know?
Yeah.
What do you do? And I'm seeing them going in.
Why did my support come back here?
I don't know. Your support should not. Is it you saying them to come back? I hope it's
Good.
not.
No, I don't think so.
Akazante, no flash. No, it's too far.
I'm not going.
She
I'll
ulted
go
him.
bot.
Yeah, let's go bot. It's fine. I'm no flash now
Your team should fight grubs
Smoke
here
clearing
with
bot.
support
Yeah,
move, but
Yeah.
it's a bit hard for me to
Like-
tell because I don't know what this fight led
Just
into.
now.
Maybe
I think he got invaded on his red or some shit because my top has no push or
Var.
something.
they're too strong. Not sure. I think they should. You should
Okay.
go for grubs. They should go for grubs, but I mean, you can't really.
I mean, press tab, look at items.
Oh shit! Yeah, maybe we shouldn't fight grubs. Yeah.
You know, the crazy part is we actually come back this game. But
Yeah.
if I wasn't like being an anchor, I think we could have won. But I really fucking.
Don't say that, man. That's so sad. Nobody's an anchor. Only the support.
Yeah, he's learning.
I didn't mean your support. I just meant supports in general.
But I felt so helpless this lane. But I guess I made a really big mistake early, and then the matchup isn't exactly
Yeah. So like how it'll go a lot of the time is also here you should I think queue this instead of fourth shotting and then hold your fourth shot. But like because you can see like this Kaisa is like playing well here, for example. She thinks you're gonna fourth shot this, so this means she can aim to run you down. You're also positioned in a way where if you start running this way, Kaisa can kind of cut you off, right?
Yeah.
So ideally you'd be positioned more here, and then you could run straight like this easier. But I think in this lane, the biggest thing is just the early game, because when you play against more coordinated, like in a more coordinated environment, people won't just give you random openings like they do in solo queue. And if you do fall behind, the lane looks really different from how it should, and you should like keep falling behind more and more. And it just gets kind of harder and harder.
So like anyway, I guess because basically I felt like the early levels is the kind of the stack. I guess you told me I could look for certain trades when they're like walking up or when Nico Q is down. Was like anything I can do with my support in this lane at all to like look for an angle, or is it just like triple lost?
I mean, you guys need to hit level 3, but by the time you hit level 3, you were dead, 20 CS down.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are definitely angles in this lane, but after the bot lane play, you fell so far behind because that's like because that was when you hit level 3, right? That's when you moved, and that's when you guys start playing this lane, I'd say. And now it's just very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard. Now you guys should. Okay, actually, your team is coming bot. This is nice. I was gonna say if your team's not coming bot here, you should base after this wave. But since your team is coming, die? How?
I think I got myself here. Maybe can't remember. Actually, I think. Oh
No
no,
way.
I don't.
There's no way you die. I hope.
Yeah, I my hands fell off. I think.
Oy. Okay, I mean, so this is fine, but we have to remember what champ we're playing. We're playing Jhin. This is a perfect angle to just run back and press ulti. Why would we want to auto attack them down with 500 HP? We can just press our ult, that's mega OP, and then execute whoever's left. Just imagine now, if you're staying full HP, you're like running back now to ult. Like you should be running like far back. Then you could either kill the Nico, or you can kill the 6 if they get him low, or you can kill the Rammus if they get him low. You have like 3 good targets that your team will start fighting. And also you should never press E here because you lock yourself in animation, so you can't dodge the 6Q.
I see myself.
Yeah. These were the first 2 times we eat though, no? This trap here and then the one now. Like now is when I would normally ult, to be honest.
Right here? From this
yeah. Because I feel like if Kaisa turns on you here, you have no barrier. Can she kill you? Just barrier and ulti?
Yeah, she probably could have if she recognized the angle. I think you're right. I should ulti here.
That's what I was thinking could happen, that you die here. Because if Nico like has Q and she uses it on you, and then Kaisa turns on you instead of Rel, and then she ultis like, because she can ulti like here, you know, so you can't really flash anywhere. I think you can die here.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I should just ulti, especially because I'm reloading here. I can use the space to walk back and then
yeah.
Just press
because now look how juicy that would be. Like Siggs is getting low, Nico's getting low. And this is where your champion really shines, because even when you're behind, your champion can really, like, can get back in the game doing this. But if you go too deep and you don't want to... Oh, please don't buy collector. You're going to buy collector? Nay, the Dirk in inventory. As I see the 4-0 Cassandra and Rammus on enemy team. Ay, ay, ay.
Whoops.
So good.
It's fine. No items would have saved how bad I play these fights.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to hear. Okay. Here, we need our brain work a bit faster. What do I mean by that?
Yeah.
I mean, you need to think about how you're going to go to bot. You should think about it right now.
Yeah, I need to walk around the wall.
Can you walk this path? You need to ask yourself. I can only walk this path if my whole team escorts me. Is that really good? Probably not. Probably should just walk around. But the problem is not which path you choose, because that'll be a bit different every game. The problem is that you're not thinking about it until right now. And then you're like, I have to walk around. You know? Well, if we're thinking about that while doing the Drake, we can do the Drake from here. We don't have to actually last hit the Drake, and we can start walking around faster. And we can lose a lot less minions, because I'm pretty sure now you'll lose a whole wave. Let's see how many minions we come back to. We come back to the 3 minions. I don't know how many minions you pushed in, but probably lost quite a bit.
Yeah, it was bad. I should be thinking, but I'm just not thinking. I'm like reacting.
Yeah.
You know? I walk and I'm like, oh shit, I can't walk.
But it's good to try to recognize and lead that we have kind of like, we have a lot of actions that we do that kind of have like dead space of time where we can just think. And for example, it's like when you take midwave, you can think about what you want to do after the midwave, and you don't need that much brain power to take the actual midwave. It's just like you use your champion's kit to the last hit and push it as fast as possible, right? And the same thing when you're doing Drake, for example. You know that the Drake there is free, so you don't really need to use much brain power. So you just think to yourself, okay, how am I gonna go bot lane here? And the answer could even be, probably not in this game, but the answer could be Talia goes bot lane, and I go mid lane here. Now Talia really needs the base, so she can't do that, right? But if your Talia was full HP, I think it would be fine for you to say, Talia should go bot with Rel and Graves, and they should force the Kai'Sa out. You go mid, push this in, and the game is a lot more stable because you have your Fed member against their Fed member, and on mid lane it's just a farming simulator.
Yeah. That's funny. You can see my thought process in real time there for a second. Like, I click back, and then I click forward, and then I click back again.
On after the wave, you mean?
No, I'm
or
still
on
here.
the Drake?
No. I think what happens here is my support's not here, and Nico goes off map. I see her now, but before I don't see it. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't feel like I can walk up until I see her, right? Or am I trolling?
I think you can't walk up, but I think what you can do is you can ulti the wave, and I think that's good.
Okay.
Because I think here...
But where can I ulti the wave from, though, without being, like, kind of...
If Kai'Sa... I mean, you just ulti, like, under tower.
under my turret?
Yeah, you can just, like, ulti from here, you know? And if Nico tries to fucking dive you without wave, I mean, be my guest. I think that should be pretty bad for her. Also, this trap sucks. You should trap in this bush if you're scared of Nico walking behind you. And then what should happen is you trap in this bush. If Nico is there, you should start trading with her. And you should chunk her down. And of course, you need to dodge her E, because if she hits E, Kai'Sa can ulti. But I trust you to not get hit by her E. Because now...
That sound...
Hmm?
What is the thought process behind that play? Just if I let her get to the turret, I'm already dead?
No, the thought process is, if you can find windows to 1v1, very good. If you can 1v1 enemy support here, because Kai'Sa cannot impact, while now you can't do it anymore, right? You would have to do it earlier while Kai'Sa is pushing the wave, because now Kai'Sa can easily run up and join, right?
Okay.
But when Kai'Sa is on the wave, if you can get a free chunk on the enemy support, it's always good to look for that. If you think you're going to get dove, like in a different game, for example, where you're less behind and you can take up more space, and you could look to trade with Nico here, you know, and chunk her here, and then your support doesn't even need to open bot because they lost their dime window. Because if you are able to chunk enemy support to like half HP, and they can't even dive you, it's so good for the game. It means that enemy support has no pressure, because one, everybody knows he's bot lane, and the one lane that he is pressuring, he's not pressuring because he can't dive you. And it means that your support can do whatever he wants on the map.
Okay.
And in this
But-
game, it's not so applicable because you can't go to this tri-bush. But what I would want you to do is to trap this bush. If Nico walks into it, you W it, you auto Q, and then you run out again. Trying to... And of course, you play very careful of the Nico E. Don't get Nico E'd. You play max range of that. But yeah, that's what you're playing for at least.
Okay. It just, I guess, you're just telling me to like, I guess in my head you're telling me to dodge an eco E, which I guess I should be able to do, but the risk to reward there seems like super skewed. Because if I get hit by the E, I just die.
I think it's not that hard because you choose the range you want to play on.
Okay.
Like when Nico steps into your trap and you W her, if that's all you want to do, that's fine. If you feel with the move speed you get from your W and your Swifties that you can do an auto Q and dodge her E, go for that. If you don't think you can do that, that's fine. In some games you'll be able to do it, in some games you won't. It'll depend on enemy support and their CC spells and how close you are when you hit the W. Because like, for example, if it's a Rel, she has no flash, when you hit the W, you can easily get an auto Q off, you know? And it's also going to be different on every champ. For example, if you're playing Ezreal, what I would maybe want you to do instead is you walk into that bush, knowing that the enemy support can't be there yet, and then you look to Q the support when they're approaching, and then you run out of the bush immediately as you Q them. But just the in general concept of trying to prevent dives by chunking enemy support is really, really useful, because a lot of the time what will happen is that enemy ADC will be busy on the wave, and then you will have an opportunity to get a one-on-one trade with the enemy support, where the enemy ADC can't help, and usually you're stronger than the support if you don't give them a good engage angle, right?
Okay.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, goodbye. I
I'm
don't
a
know why.
victim.
Yeah.
I mean, after 14 minutes, when you're behind like this, bye-bye bot tower, bye-bye.
Yeah, I shouldn't have contested, or I should just open mid or something. So just
Yeah, this bot
right off
tower is not for you anymore. Especially because your team is also making a play on mid.
yeah, in my head I assumed that Rammus would show up to that play or something, but it's just bad logic to assume that he's gonna be there.
I don't think this is like the worst thing in the world, because they dive you without a wave, and your team can kind of collapse on them, and it ends up being a 1-for-1, or maybe it ends up being a fight. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. Like, I think in general, when enemy dives you without a wave, a lot of the time it's going to lead into a bad result, because it just makes their next play so awkward. Like, look, like now they have to run out of tower, but then Kai'Sa still wants to get the tower, but then she needs to wait for the wave, and then Rammus is so deep because he had to run out of tower to stop tanking, and it's just, a lot of the time this will turn out good for you. So this I don't mind that much, but what would be more scary for me is, like, imagine if Rammus is here faster and they dive you right now. Then it's super bad. Because if they dive you right now, they one-shot you before you get to clear the wave, Kai'Sa instantly clears the tower, your team has no, like, response play, and it's just you dying for nothing.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. I don't, in my head, that's not the thought process that's going on, so it just makes it a bad play, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in general, just when you're behind like this, after you see the 14-minute timer and plates are out, you think to yourself, it's kind of, in a way, it's a good thing, because it means you don't have to lane 1v1 against enemy ADC bot lane anymore. You can just go mid, drop the bot tower, and once you're laning mid, the advantage that ADCs have in the 1v1 is much less important, because you're so safe, you can clear mid waves, they can't really dive mid easily, usually, and it's just much...
I run down here.
Yeah, I mean, this is... I could tell this is going to be scary.
Yeah, I shouldn't have cleansed
Holy,
either,
that was a late cleanse. You were thinking like hard if you were in a cleanse here?
Yeah, I was thinking about whether I wanted to do it or not. In my head, I'm thinking, can I live? And
I mean, if you cleanse earlier...
if I cleansed earlier, it might be possible.
You might live.
The easiest solution, though, is I should just not hit the mid turret here.
Yeah, in general, if you can't take the mid tower, you don't hit the mid tower, but also your reaction speed to Rammus being here is very slow. If you react faster to Rammus being here as well, like we see Rammus right now at 16:22, and you react to it at 1624.
Yeah.
It's a
Man.
bit too slow.
Yeah, I'm a bit slow in the head, man.
No, but like if we, so like for example, hitting that tower, I don't think it's that. It's in general, I think it's a good rule to have that you don't hit tower if you can't take it. But I don't think hitting tower there means instant death. But if we react that slowly, anything is gonna mean instant death, I think.
Yeah. I just get so lost when I get behind in games like these. I don't know.
I mean, it's rough, right? Your team kind of has to carry, but you also have to let that happen by not continuing to make silly mistakes.
Yeah, this one is you're about to see another bad one. But if you listen to comms, I got so confused here. But I should just know like what I can do. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely shouldn't walk into the flanking Cassandra, but
at least
he
you
ignores
ignore
us,
him,
so
bro.
we're fine, okay.
Yeah,
You guys
he
are
has a-
gonna go, guys.
Okay, I made it too loud.
Yeah, then I walk up.
You guys are gonna go.
I should ult here.
Yeah, help.
Or actually, it's kind of hard.
I think ulting here is good now, and it's definitely better than melee range Jhin.
Yeah, then I flash him.
Okay, it's fine. Back up, we got Drake.
I mean, okay, I think the way you play Jhin is maybe how I want you to play Ezreal, to be honest. Because with
Yeah,
Jhin,
I
you're
got
like walking in, you're trying to fight. But
Yeah, I think
you don't
here,
want to do
this-
that. You want to just
Yeah.
ulti here and like try to kill either the Rammus or the Nico. That would be your goal. Because it's really hard for Kai'Sa to block for both of them and to kill the Rel at the same time. And you also have
Yeah.
another option entirely, which would be to just hit the Cassandra and try that.
Yeah,
But he ultis away, so it's not a real play, right? But
Yeah. I just do the worst possible one. as well, though.
yeah, we can't go this
But-
close as Jhin.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I swear I'm not this bad, but when everyone starts talking in the game, I should be playing for like I should know like what my win con is. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I, don't know,
I
I swear, when people start talking and I hear a million things, I just find it so hard to think about what I should be doing.
I can
I'm not
understand. I've
experienced.
struggled with it as well. People love to yap in competitive, and it distracts me, and I feel like I play worse.
And my jungle is telling me to hit one person, my support's engaging onto Rammus and Kai'Sa, and it's just
But I think with stuff like that, you just need to kind of zone it out and just like
yeah. I
use your eyes, not your ears, you know.
look at my jungle though; he's a freak, man. But
Oh, smoothie.
he's like he's insane. But
The glaze is crazy.
nah, man, he's been challenger since like season 4 or whatever. But
Yeah.
no, but yeah, dude, I don't know. I play this game super horribly, so this might be like a bad representation of how I normally play. Because this is probably like one of the worst games I've played in like recent memory.
Mm.
But it's like the habit. Like say I should know what I should be doing, and I should just be doing it regardless. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It should what other people say, and like I guess like it's like how you said there's good plays and there's bad plays. So I should just be able to know that this is a good play and this is a bad play, and it shouldn't matter like the outside,
Yeah,
like
it's
saying,
just about champs, you know? Like, if
Yeah.
your support tells you, I want you to go on Kai'Sa here, you say, I'm fucking Jhin, bro. I need to press my ulti from 500 miles away. That's what my champ does. I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
melee into enemy Rammus and go hit enemy Kai'Sa. That's not what my
Yeah, I
champ
should-
does, you know?
I should have ulted. It felt kind of awkward ulting with Cassandra right next to me, but I don't know. I just got so and I flashed out like a noob.
I mean,
But-
it is kind of awkward, but then we hit Cassandra instead, you know? That's fine too.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, this fight, I don't know. This looks terrible as fuck. I don't understand how this even looks remotely playable. I think Cassandra should just kill you first. Maybe he just ignores you because you're useless,
Yeah.
but
I didn't even see him until like here. I feel like. Or,
Yeah.
was he on minimap or am I blind?
I mean, he cleared the wave and then moved. It wasn't
okay. Yeah, it's just
racist.
fucked.
Yeah.
He griefed. He should have just killed my ass.
Because I think he can kill you without even ulting, to be honest. Like, he can just, like, dash on you right now and then slow you down. And he does so much damage because he's so fed that he can kill you without ulting, and then he can go on either Graves or Talia. This looks unplayable to me. But,
Yeah.
very noob Cassandra goes on the
Mhm.
Talia instead and fucks up. I like this W on the... And it's good that you recognized you should hit Cassandra first, but then this click
Yeah.
here should just be like out, you know? Like, okay,
Yeah.
6 ulted, this guy's dead, can't kill this guy, can't kill this guy, I go out now and look to ulti. And you can still like salvage this fight and put down a little trap maybe here or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I could be
Some
doing
good
so much
stuff.
more. But also, I thought that was gonna kill him, but that's just bad. I'm 0-4. But I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
I could also kill Nico maybe actually,
you
but
could kill Nico
Right.
now.
I just shouldn't be in the spot to begin with. Imagine if I was ulting from the
Yeah.
back. it's so much threat onto two
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
And also
It's-
Zon's Kaisa because she has to
She has to
Just
think
to
about
block
either
that
blocking or
please,
thinking
Westa
about like
ADC
dodging.
spike.
There's a lot of things she has to think about,
Hello?
right? That makes it a lot
Shine bright
harder.
on the EU sky, my friend.
Zyros 3. Embracing the educational grind.
Is it loud as fuck? Sorry. I need
Yeah,
to fix that
that's
for next time.
yeah, it's fine. It's whatever.
Okay. And now you're just gonna be farming for a bit. Okay, never mind. There's a fucking fight immediately. Oh, you Combat
Yeah.
Herald. I like it actually. Bro, the Combat Herald is so fun.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
gonna get run down by this guy though.
Here comes the raid boss.
Here comes the raid bosses with our Collector Last Whisper. Get him, get him!
Oh my god! Look at the damage.
Boom!
Oh,
60.
fuck.
80 crit! Boom! Holy! And then you tell your team after, no guys, collect your Dark Harvest units. Like, real, it's the most damage you can go.
I thought
It's-
doing more damage. I should have gone IE, but
Guys, it's a good build, I promise.
okay, yeah, definitely not a collector game, that's for sure. But
Yeah,
I think I wasn't thinking that deep. I was just like, I want to try this build in I want to try this build in a scrim because
Yeah.
this is a scrim.
yeah.
This is a scrim, so it's just like it's for like it's just for like experimenting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but definitely I just ran it down so hard that's hard to extrapolate anything meaningful.
Yeah, I think it's more for practice than experimenting, no? Wouldn't you say? Or you feel like it's more for
Oh
experimenting?
yeah, I guess practice. Experimenting. That's what I do in solo queue. But yeah, it's for practice. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to try
Yeah.
this. You know.
Yeah, I respect it. I mean, the
Like-
game looks mega winnable now, to be honest. Unironically now, you have decent damage. Like, look, boom, and then, not bad.
Yeah,
It's
but
not bad damage.
Yeah, but it's like I have to be able to hit those people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I feel like it's kind of hard for me to hit these three with like Remus and Cassante permanent in front of me.
But now, I think even to Ramus and Cassandra, I mean, your damage is not going to be high. Let's see. It's
Oh, I
not
did go up
high,
there,
but
okay. Holy shit.
it's okay. It could be worse. Like, you guys are killing him eventually.
Yeah.
But this looks fine so far. Now you're just kind of playing with your team. Let's see how you play the next fights. You're just going to be receiving mid waves. Okay, we got to pick on the Kaisa here, kind of. Here you should ulti. Ulti. Too slow.
Yeah.
You should be looking to ulti like right now, you know? Right after this W hits, ulti.
Okay.
If your team really wants to chase this Kaisa, if you hit one ult shot and cripple her legs, that means you can actually maybe kill her. But if you don't ulti until, like... Because now, you're making yourself really reliant on your team here. Yes, if your team finds this, it's good. But if your team doesn't find this Nico, and she's like, I don't know, not here, then you guys actually maybe can't chase Kaisa now because you didn't try to hit a single ult. And she's like so far away now.
Yeah.
Oh, Dark Harvest noob team. Okay,
Alright, but it's
273. Ooh.
I get hit by Cassante Q3 here, but yeah. Should flash that.
Yeah, if you flash this, like, look at your damage now, actually. Boom!
Yeah, I was
1000 crit.
So should I hit Kaisa with that?
Yeah, you should definitely hit Kaisa. Did you Q the
Yeah.
Rammus? You didn't Q the Rammus, did you?
No. Oh fuck.
Oh
Oh,
my
I
god,
did,
you
but
Q
it's
the
good.
Rammus.
Alright, I could kill Kaisa there. I have really bad situational awareness here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you Q the
I
Rammus, it's turbo.
Yeah, I just kill everyone.
Yeah. That's quite tragic.
I mean, I just played it bad. It's not really tragic. Just
Yeah.
bad.
Trying to be nice, man.
You don't gotta be nice, bro. Trust me.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Trust me, man. I mean, I chose some pretty disgusting VODs. I don't know if this is an accurate representation of how I play every single game, but
No, but that's good, because, like, if we get the baseline up, then when you're playing good, you'll play even better, you know?
as long as I can stop doing shits like this, like my team we will win. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
then every once in a while, I will have these performances where I'm either like the Ezreal, where I'm just doing like jack shit and just like hitting from 2 screens away and doing nothing, or I just piss run it down. You know, so or I miss all my ulti shots.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let's.
Yeah, but I guess this is like whatever. It's like not. I guess you can't like coach this, but like once I start doing bad in a game, I kind of go really quiet and I start having like this huge negative feedback loop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I do too. It's called tilt.
Like, yeah, I guess that would be the word for it.
Yeah, it's like all good. It happens. I think it's just it's good for me. A few things that helps is to think that one, it's practice, so it's like it's okay, and two, it's like what does help me actually? I think just kind of setting like goals for myself in the game, trying to like think, okay, what do I need to come back? If I like, and sometimes I think one of the things I did this split that helped me a bit was our coach said, if you are fucking tilted and you play this game out and you don't say anything and you just play tilted, fuck you, you know? He said, if you're tilted, go take a pause, you know, if that's what you need. And once, oh, Whiten ran me down so insanely hard. I couldn't believe my eyes, like how hard he griefed. And I paused and I went to the bathroom for like 2 minutes and I just breathed and I was like, I will not let this affect me. I will not let this affect me. And then I was okay, but we still lost the game and got stumped because the game was unplayable because he hinted so hard. But at least I was not inting. I was playing good. I was just like farming, playing my game, you know, the ADC lifestyle. So I think unironically pausing can be fine as long as you don't abuse it and annoy your teammates too much. But just trying to figure out kind of what works for you, even if like either it's like you're tilted at your teammates and they're not performing to what you want, or it's you're tilted at yourself. It can be different things and I have different solutions. But for me, it's about accepting that it's practice. Everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes, and also kind of maybe trying to make some sort of goal to like it's like okay, after this now I'm gonna, you know, even if we lose, I'm going to try to lose as gracefully as possible, not die anymore after this, maintain 10 CS per minute, something like that, you know? To try to kind of still feel like you are succeeding in something while everything feels like a failure, you know? Because success is relative, you know? In practice, success doesn't necessarily mean winning. Success means working on the things that you can improve on. And if you need to improve on your focus, then for example, when you fall behind, and if you're able to actually stay focused when you are behind, that's a huge improvement, you know? Well, here I think you should ulti again. When you hit this W, we just press ulti. It's good that Talia gets the W on the Nico, but it also just allows your team to like start chasing them. Because if you ulti now, I think one, it puts so much pressure on them to click back. It gives your team a lot of leeway to click forward. Maybe you can get some like good ult shots. Because now we're going melee range again, you know, and now we're gonna die. This is gonna happen. Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. While if we are pressing ult here, we'll be super far away, we'll be super safe while still outputting a lot of damage. But it's not even that much about the damage. It's a lot about the threat of it. Like Kaisa, instead of playing normally, will be super scared. She'll want to click back. And this makes that the separation between their front line and back line is super big. And the Ziggs will have to click further here because he'll be scared of walking into your ult. Just like the psychological pressure of Jin ult is crazy, you know? It has so much pressure. And also...
I can see that.
Yeah?
I don't know, I guess in my head it's like I guess I hit the 4 tanks with my ulti. I don't think it doesn't seem to do much, but it creates space. I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then it also makes it so that when you hit the tanks, sure, you're not going to do crazy damage, but you're going to slow them so that they're going to stay like in that space for longer where your champs can hit them and their backline can't hit your champs.
Yeah.
Let's see the final fight here. You guys get the soul, but they're going to just run it down and end the game because your team died to get soul, I'm guessing. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened here, man. I just remember they were playing the do soul or some shit and they got caught. And then, I mean, at this point, it's a wrap. I don't know what we're supposed to do. We have no Nexus turrets.
Yeah, it looks hard to play this for sure. Yeah, not much to do here. Not much to do here. I mean, I think the biggest things from your gameplay is I want you to work on being more aggressive. We didn't really get to showcase it or see it this game because, I mean, when you're behind, there's not much you can do in the sense of being aggressive, right? You're just on the receiving end. You're trying to slowly claw back into the game and you don't have that much agency. But I think it showed really well in the actual game that we need to try to limit us more. We need to try to find more advantages to go deeper in, and I think just in general, see what your champion is capable of and what enemy champs are capable of. And then I think, yeah, when you lose push, always word try bush. Playing more in terms of what your team wants to do and what your jungler wants to do. You clearly have a lot of respect for your jungler to understand that, like, always try to keep the lane wave neutral if you can. If your jungler wants to play for Crab, play the wave as fast as possible, play for Crab. Just think of always how you can involve yourself in what your jungler wants to do and how you can make your game the best to play for his objectives, right? That's the best thing you can do as a laner to make your jungler happy.
Okay.
And then also with map awareness, I think your team fight awareness and your map awareness can do some work. So your map awareness, I want you to try to get more into a habit of looking when you're doing mid waves, when you're doing drakes, of what you want to do next on the map. On mid waves, you know, if you want to move to top or bot, you should be looking and deciding that before the mid wave is cleared, ideally, so that you're more efficient. And then with your team fight awareness, I think just understanding the champs you play a bit better. For example, with the Ezreal game, I felt like you were going way too safe, and then the Jhin game, you weren't really clicking far enough back to ever get a good ult off. You know, you were just always wanting to go in instead.
Okay.
So it's like the biggest things I saw. And also just in general, your target selection. I think maybe you tunnel vision a bit too much on killing certain targets when you should have more of an open mind of just getting the most damage out and keeping yourself the safest. Just like hitting first target and making sure that your safety is the #1 priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I picked two pretty bad ones, but one where I didn't do enough and one where I just killed myself 10 times. So, but also, like, I guess I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he knows anything about this, but like, it seems like statistically speaking, I'm always missing like 1 or 2 creeps a minute, like on all my champs. You know what I'm saying? As far as CS goes, did you notice anything about besides the fact that I'm just like in game 2, it doesn't count because I just died like a million times, right? But I don't know if I was 10 CS a minute game 1, but I don't think I was.
You were close to it, but your I think your def on bot made it a bit harder. I think also you missed a bit of CS here and there. And then in the mid game, I think it looked pretty fine. I think your CSing looked fine in the Ezreal game. But here, for example, when you die again, a lot of time when we die like this, like here we've already missed 1 mid wave for this fight. That's dying to creeps right now. And then when we die, we're going to miss a second mid wave. So that's like, what, 13 creeps lost because first wave was a cannon wave? So stuff like that will add up. And then you lose this mid wave as well. So it actually ended up being like 20 CS lost for this. While if you just lived after this fight, like what you'll find a lot is if you live after fights, where your team loses the fights, you'll find that that's a great opportunity to get yourself ahead in CS. Because your jungler will be dead, so you can take jungle camps, and you can take all the creeps that are like crashing into tower and all that jazz. So just making sure your survivability, like your survival is #1 priority, can definitely help you get higher CS per minute.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this game was fine CSing wise.
Yeah.
Yeah? You have any other questions?
No. Besides,
then I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you around, man.
Yeah, I feel like a noob after this. But...
I mean, that's good. It's good to be a noob again and learn.
Yeah, that's crazy. GMNA looks like this. Did you believe that?
It's fine. It's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. I'll see you around, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye. That was a fun one. He was cute. He was a nice guy. Okay, there was a few people that subbed. Thank you, Cyrus, for the sub. Thank you, Captain Alex, for the sub. One more person who subbed? Valorous as well. Thank you for the sub. That was nice. He was a nice guy. We have one more person to coach. Let me send Rexus a message. Let's see if he's ready. Yo. What rank is he? He's high elo because he also asked for scrim bots or solo queue bots. Are you reading chat? Not in the coaching session. I want to like pretend as if I'm not streaming for the coaching because these people paid money and you know I want to give them all my time and all my attention. I feel like they deserve that. And it also, like, if I read chat, I'm probably just gonna read some stupid shit and get distracted. So we will hop back in to another coaching session here. He sent me 4 games. I don't know which ones I have to pick. Pick 1 out of 4. Okay, well, I'll call him and then we'll talk about it. Thank you, Francis
Hello.
Ajax, for 2 months. Hello, Rexus. How you doing, Beast?
Jackspektra
I'm doing
2023
decent. How's
Superstar
you?
EC Superstar.
I'm good. Oh my god, Humphrey
Hello.
for the sub as well.
Shine bright on the EU
Sorry,
sky.
I'll close chat now. I'll close chat now.
All good, man. All good.
But link your
Francis
op.gg
Ajax.
as well.
Hey chat.
All right, I'll get that.
Jackspektra 2023 Superstar LEC.
I am down horrendous right now.
Hello.
Yeah?
Shine bright on the EU sky, my
How
friend.
much we lost?
We're down like, I
Humphrey
think, like
Slough.
200 something right now. It's not great.
That's life sometimes.
Yeah, I've also been kicking Draven out of my champ pool, so I can focus on other champs. I've been banning it, so I don't have the temptation there.
I see, I see. Oh, I can see we're still probably playing every champion like Draven, no?
Yeah, we're trying it.
Yeah.
Got thrown in quick play jail for a little bit. That was fantastic.
Wow. I mean, the CS numbers look pretty low. The KDAs look very, very gray and high kills, high deaths. So I'm guessing I'm going to see a lot of aggression. A lot of fist fighting.
Yeah.
But you told me to pick 1 out of 4 games. How do I know what I'm picking here? Or do you have any preference? One of them is called Cinema, so I kind of want to choose that one. But
that is the worst game quality I've had in solo queue in a long time. At 14 minutes, there's 40 kills.
14 minutes does this one, I'm guessing. Yeah.
That one was something.
Yeah.
If you want to pick that one, but I'd prefer like
A more normal game?
yeah, the Caitlyn or the Jhin one. The Jhin one I felt like it was very low impact from me, where I couldn't really do much. Where it was kind of just like we just slowly bled out and
Do you want the Jhin or the Caitlyn one first?
we can do the Caitlyn one first.
Okay, let's do the Caitlyn one first then. Also, what are your goals with League? You play also Collegiate or something?
No, I don't play Collegiate. I play like tier 4. I was tried to get into tier 3, but I made a verbal agreement that was not honored, so that was great.
Oh, okay. That's unlucky. I had one of those.
Yeah, I saw. It was tragic.
Well, makes sense, makes sense. So that's why you've been expanding your champion pool, I'm guessing, for the
Yes.
competitive. Okay. And your goal is kind of to reach Challenger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was 2 games off at my peak, which made me depressed.
When was that?
That was last split.
Ah, okay. Well, we can get you there. That was when you one-trick Draven, I'm guessing. Or no?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Because you stopped one-tricking Draven this split?
Like start of last split, this split. Like in between then. So I've been kind of just playing everything and anything that I think is good. Like I saw I had a Xerath here, so I picked Caitlyn.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jhin or Kate here is very good. I think you could go cleanse this game because they have Zoe, Jhin, Brand. They're like neither of them warrant going cleanse by themselves, but all of them together. You do have easy ways to like dodge it with your E, but
yeah,
I do think it's fine to go either for me here. It's a bit preference, because it can be a bit annoying when they have like 3 stuns that are all kind of deadly. To not have cleanse. And here, okay, so here, first mistake, I think, is it's not your mistake, but it's something that you can... what's your Seraph doing, actually? He's just sitting here. So, yeah, the first mistake is that Seraph is not here for the lane when the minions come. And, of course, it's not your mistake, but what you should do is you should spam ping your support a little bit, like give him a few pings, like...
Yeah.
Right now, you know, that on your way on the bot wave, and because you should be the ones, I think, going into like, he put this good ward in the middle bush, so you guys should go into the middle bush, getting ready to poke the enemy bot lane when they come into lane. But now, he's super late to lane, which will kind of fuck up your game plan, which is to get push, right, and poke them under tower. Yeah. And of course, it's not your fault, but what we want to do everything that we can, which in this case would be just like he's maybe a little bit sleepy, sitting under his little bush, not really thinking. And if we ping him, maybe he wakes up and he realizes, oh yeah, I'm playing fucking Seraph. I need to be in lane. Well, this is not bad. I think this is good. And like...
Until the queue.
Yeah, until the queue pretty much. Because just an easy way to understand why this is bad. They can trade now 2 versus 1. And
Yeah,
your
trying to
Seraph
myself.
cannot do anything, you know?
Yeah.
But it's still an okay trade. It's not the end of the world. Nice, touch that. But you can see how big of an impact the fact that Seraph was late to lane and you guys fully have to drop the push does. It just like really changes the lane. So it's really important that you do everything in your control to make sure that doesn't happen. If your support would want to leash there, I would legit type in chat like, no, don't fucking leash. Don't leash, I'm Caitlyn, don't leash. I'll be begging him not to leash. I don't care if he gets angry or if he...
If I could type.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Well, my point is just that, like, I would be doing everything in my power to try to make sure that we don't end up in this situation. Because this situation sucks, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see how you get the outfit here. Okay, good. You space the 4th shot of Jhin. Get the cannon. Oh, nay.
Into the brand.
Yeah. Okay, so this is something important when you play, like, when you get pushed in like this and it's the lane is starting to become hard. You need to remove from your mind a bit about these minions and look more at their champions. So it's important that you want the CS, that's good, but that's like baby steps, that's a basic. Anybody above gold will understand that they want to last at these minions under tower.
Yeah.
Once you get a higher level of understanding, you need to be thinking about enemy spells as well and how they want to poke you when you go for the CS. This brand W is actually trash. Why is it trash?
Yeah. Because he has no follow-up as well as it's hitting the minion wave?
No. Try again.
Because he's kind of just wasting his resources. He's just wasting his mana.
No. So, if you're the brand, or let's say, okay, let's make it simpler. You're the Caitlyn, what do you want to do? You want to kill these minions, right?
Yeah.
But when do you want to kill the minions? Are you going to hit this minion now?
When Brand's cooldown is down. So basically he's burning a cooldown and allowing me to CS without competition.
You're going to hit it when the tower hits the minion, right? That's when you want the CS. And this minion is not CSable yet. So you have no reason to ever get hit by this brand W because there's no minion to get yet. That's why I think this brand W is bad. Because how it should look like is that once, like right now, when you are trying to auto-attack this minion, that's when brand should W right here. And then you have to make the tough decision of dropping the minion and dodging the brand W. But he actually made it so you didn't even have to make that decision because he W'd too early before the tower shot hit the minion and you could just dodge it. But what I would want to see from you is that here, even if Brand does hold his W and uses W right now, that you are able to say tanking this W to get this minion is not fucking worth. Because in general, when you're fucked like this under tower, if you tank, it's only worth to tank skill shots to get the creeps if you are planning to base right after. If you're planning to base right after this wave, it's fine. But if you're planning to stay more and you tank this, what's going to happen is you just bleed out more and more.
Yeah.
But you actually base, I respect it, but we go call, no? Where we are men.
Call should just be better. Yeah, call should just be better.
Fuck refillable. We go cool. We're cooling. Call
Every
gives
game
us
is a good
sustain.
game to go call.
I mean, if you have to base at 500 gold, I'm going call every day of the week. But it's good that you based. I wouldn't buy a pot, to be honest. I'm a greedy fuck. It's good to buy pot, though. But, I mean, probably your buy is probably better. It's probably better. But cull, so nice.
Yeah.
It's emotional, but it's like, I don't know. You get to sustain from cull, so it's like if you get to auto attack, it's actually good. And then you get to make the money back. It's just like chilling. And for me, it's nice to buy cull as well when I'm a bit behind like this in CS. Because then if we both are able to farm to 100 CS and nothing happens, I'm actually going to be equal in gold because I got the cull. You know, there's a few factors there. But it's really good that you based. I would have been really sad if I saw you tank all this and then you said to yourself, I'm going to stay now. Because if you stay now, you're just going to keep bleeding minions. You're going to get fucked.
I can get dove.
Yeah, you can get dove.
There.
Yeah. So that's good. YQ this?
I want to get push, no? This
You
is
don't-
where I want to establish push? Or do I want to slow push this into...
I think you already have push right now.
Yeah,
So I think,
so I want to slow it down more.
yeah, build up the wave as big as possible. So that we can, like, keep this push for a long ass time. And that we can use this wave to poke them down so we keep getting push on the next wave. Because now if we use our
Okay.
spells to push this wave, then it's going to be, like, harder to poke them down. Their jungler is here. I was thinking their jungler could be here. Let me think here. I was thinking when you could ward as well. It's hard to kind of ward here, but maybe you could get a ward.
I could probably get a ward, not here, but
I think if you go and ward,
Insta.
yeah, I think if you just walk up here and then ward the pixel, you know enemy bot lane can't be here yet. That would be pretty good. I think you could also walk the Tribush and ward Insta. It's usually...
Yeah, I was thinking of try.
Yeah, both of those are fine. But ideally, like, we ward instantly here, because it'll be hard to find... Just... The reason we want to ward instantly here is because enemy bot lane is not here yet, and once enemy bot lane is here, it's going to be hard to find a ward angle. Like, now, I don't think you can really ward. Like, you could run all the way to Tribush, but that seems really awkward. But it's good that you recognize that they're ganking, because the brand made it so obvious. Like, if they are walking up in this huge-ass wave, of course the jungler is there. So it's good that you guys recognize it. Nice. I think you should E way faster. You should just, like...
Faster?
Yeah, just
Commit E here?
E here, you know?
Yeah.
Because that makes you a lot safer. I like the sidestep on the Jin W, but I don't think you even need to if you E faster. And then also, like, yeah, if you E faster, you can also E, I think Eing this is good. And if you E now, it's fine as well. So you get out of the brand W range. But it's fine. Seraph missed the Q. The lane is a bit tough. Only Graves is back. Brand fucked up. Oh my god, Graves. Nice. Tough lane, huh? And
Yeah,
all
this
of
lane was
this,
torture.
all of this
Could have
from
been
the level
avoided
1.
just by Xerath walking the lane.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it could have turned out a little bit like this if enemy jungler plays around bot and your jungler plays for top. In general, in this type of matchup, it really sucks that your jungler is pathing top. Because both bot lanes want to play really aggro. And both are really vulnerable to ganks. But you've been playing pretty good, I think, to avoid it so far. The fact that you haven't died and you're only down like 10 CS is not bad. From everything that's happened. And ideally, when you play games like this... Okay, this is really good. Nice, huge. And you have barriers, so Jin instead as well. Nice. Good, good, good. Then you push next wave. Good. Get the plate because it's 1 HP. Nice. Nice. Huge. And ideally, when you play games like this and your jungler paths the top and you're surviving on bot, then your top side should be not necessarily carrying you completely, but should be winning. And in this case, he is winning, but your mid laner is really hinting, right?
Yeah, that was the whole thing about this one.
Hmm?
That was the whole thing about this game is, oh, my
Enemy
mid
mid?
was something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it's good to ping missing as a habit when enemy bot lane moves. In this case, it doesn't matter because Seraph is basing, right? But it's a good habit to build up. Because it's really obvious that maybe they're either on Drake or they're moving mid. Could be doing stuff. Good to just ping. Let's see.
I saw them walking mid, so I thought I could walk up and clear this wave.
I think what you shouldn't be thinking here, I think what you should be thinking here, rather, is can you zone the Jhin? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because if you can zone the Jhin, your gameplay should be that you walk up and you walk up to this bush here, and you ping your Seraph on your way, assistance, all that jazz, and then you get the wave in between the two towers, and you go on the Jhin as soon as he comes. I think it's not bad because the brand inted, and he like first went to top, and then he decided he needs to go to bot. And you guys
Yeah.
can zone Jin for at least a full wave. And I think also if they have to face check into you, it should be hard for them to enter. But it's really bad that you don't keep track of Jin, and then when he comes, you're kind of surprised, and you're not really able to fight him, or... Oh my god, is he gonna die like this? Oh my god, Jin. That is crazy. Oh my god, the Seraph skill shot as well. Nay, we don't flash this.
Yeah,
We trap instead of queuing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still good. The def is not that bad, although Master Seraph dies as well. But here it's really obvious. Like, if I were you, I'd be thinking, I know Brand has flash up. We both flash at the same time.
Yeah.
He's running like he's gonna flash Q me. So once I see him flashing, I'm just gonna insta flash. And then he's just inting and dies. And you get to live. And you're very happy. But it's still good. You kept your flash at least. Now you see them on mid. You're gonna push this wave. You should be fine. Good. You respect. Walk out. Good timer to ward again here. Again now, you should go on ward pixel because they're showing on bot lane.
Yeah.
Since Brand and Jin are here, you know that the only threat could be Graves, but you have Seraph with you and he's not that scary, so... Good timer to ward. And now it'll be hard for you to ward again. Because now they are...
I feel like my
missing
ward
time.
timers aren't all that great.
Yeah. Just in general, I think it's good to... You should look for ward timer either when enemy bot lane is stuck under tower or when you know that they're base. Those are like the two simplest ones to find wards. Enemy jungle did groups. Okay, Seraph. Boom, boom. Nice, some pokage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What the fuck happens here? Let's see. Seraph tries to go for flash Q, misses. Okay. I don't think you need to click this far back though. Like you can look for the Brand here if he hints a bit.
Yeah.
And then here you can look to Q the Jin. Okay, no. I think you forgot that Jin was 10 HP here. Because if you Q
Yeah,
from...
I was looking just mainly to block for Xerath.
Yeah, but if you Q from here now, he actually dies. Like you
Yeah.
reach him just barely. But Seraph is the one who ends up doing it. You chat. What happens now? This looks so bad. Okay. Okay. Oh, so he's gonna pick up a flash. Doesn't matter. What happened here? Let me see this again. So the TF is going a bit crazy. Hinting a bit. Trap is good, but I don't think you should commit to going on the Graves. I think you should just like... He gets
Just walk
trapped.
out?
Yeah, I mean, you should be like... I think this is fine, right? But you should be a bit more here, playing max range, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to juke the Graves ult if you can. If not, it's fine. But I don't think you should, like, EQ the Graves. Because you can't, like, kill him. And you also... I mean, you should... If you're gonna try to kill him, you should EQ, not E, and then auto-Q.
Yeah.
And maybe you could kill him. I don't think you could, but... you couldn't, no?
I don't think I could. In game, I thought it was close, but in hindsight, it's not that close. He's 411 right now.
Yeah, your Q definitely doesn't kill. But it's at least... I mean, you should always EQ, right, in these sorts of situations. But that's just, like, Caitlyn mechanics. But I think in general here, it's just good to... Like, it just looks weird, you know? It looks weird when I see you walking this close to Graves. You're tanking his Q. Like, you're tanking his Q and his ult.
Yeah.
So it's, like, a bit scuffed. I think...
It's just griefing.
Yeah, just trying to stay higher HP, not get chunked like this is better. And then you could kill the Brand and probably you'd still die to Zoe, but in a different game, you would maybe live because you're spacing better around enemy spells. Okay, really good stun by Seraph. I think here, instead of looking to W, you should just look to Q him. Because you can't get the W off before the stun ends.
Too far.
Yeah. It ends up being fine because the TF stun, but... Okay, we push out bot wave. What the fuck is happening, actually? So TF... I need to go a bit back to understand everything that's happening. TF is just roaming, yes.
Yeah.
Graves is just here, Brown is just inting. Very strange game, this one as well, to be honest.
Yeah, this is North American low Nasta.
Yeah, you're getting donated some freebies. And now Zoe's behind you, Jin ultis. Is das over für mich? How did this turn so bad? I mean, here I think
I think I agreed to try to create another wave.
yeah, we can just easily think here. Okay, TF roam bot. Now Zoe pushed in wave. Now Zoe can roam bot.
So we respond to him, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't push this next wave because Zoe can be here. We have Berserker Greaves in base. We're pretty happy. So if we base now, Seraph dies because he's noob trying to clear vision, but we would never die here, you know?
Yeah.
But in general, whenever you want to, like, whenever you're in this state and you think about, this is kind of like the dead space I was talking about in the last coaching session. It's like, right now you have time to think, you know? So you can think, okay, can I push next wave? What can stop me from pushing next wave? They have no TP on top, so they can't TP behind. But enemy mid laner has move, so I can't push next wave. And she's fed as fuck, you know? So it's not like, if the Zoe was 0-0, maybe you and Seraph could try to 2v2, but she's like mega fed, and whenever she shows up, you guys die. Oh, Yarwan. Hey. Wait, yeah, so you open mid here, good. Wait, not so good.
Get blown up by Zoe.
We got an E beast. We just got an E.
Yeah. Yep.
Ay. Hey, a very tough death this one, because now they get mid tower, they get Herald, they get full control, you lose another wave.
Yeah.
Deaths like these they can really make the games a lot harder, even if it like doesn't seem that big on the surface, because it just like hinders your carry potential so much. Like now Zoe's like a good way to think about how to carry games is like you need to be as fed as the enemy most fed member, and then you play better than them in team fights, or like close to as fed as they are. And you were kind of as fed as Zoe was, you were close to it at least, but now with these two deaths, she's shot way ahead of you, and she's gonna have a much easier time carrying team fights than you are. Okay, big shutdown. And that guy is trolling, or TF portaled out. Maybe he was bubbled.
TF portaled into the graves.
Yeah, he ulted in, but he took the Hextech portal out. But I think maybe he was Zoe bubbled, or I don't know. He should have killed the graves. No, he wasn't. There's the Zoe bubble. I mean, he should kill the Brander here with you, I think. But what the fuck? That looked like it hit. Nay. But I think once, like, you should still be thinking here more about dodging Brand Q. You actually get less fucked here because he doesn't have Rylai's. But if he has Rylai's right now, yeah, you're legit just dead. And now here, I don't like this E so much because you can just, you're like kind of kiting away from your team, you know? Your team is all here. If you just run behind them, they can just block. But now you're isolating yourself from them. And then here, I think, like, if you think more about outplaying him rather than just stucking yourself in animation by queuing, you can dodge this W and actually kill him. But because you get full stuck in animation, you just get one shot and die. But in general, whenever we play against like skill shot champs, we want to be really careful about locking ourselves in animations such as like Caitlyn Q, Jin W, Lucian Q, even Draven E to somewhat extent.
Yeah.
Go back to mid, get the next mid wave, good. Herald mid. Maybe a skin thing a bit. Like a good fight. Nice, that's good. Nice, huge. Good comeback play. I don't like this E. What do you E here?
I get to get the damage.
Just W, no?
Yeah, just W on top of him.
Yeah.
W and walk forward.
Yeah, I mean, he still ends up dying. I mean, this, now the game looks mega winnable. You guys can even go Nash, no? Oh,
Yeah,
you guys are
I think Nash.
I am thinking about it, but your Jax is 10 HP. I don't know if he has TP.
J4 is low HP.
I think he TP'd behind them now, no? No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Or did he?
Did he?
No, he just walked. Maybe he has TP. If he has TP, I think you guys could have. But it's still a good comeback play even without it. So I feel like now, also you should swap to Blue Trinket here. Good habit to have, always level 9. Go to blue
Yeah,
trinket.
level 9 blue trinket. I've been trying to drill that into my head because it's something I keep forgetting.
It's fine. It's not the biggest like game changer, but it's just a good habit to implement. And you can like, I mean, when you're in the shop like this and you see that you forgot, you just try to remind yourself for next time.
Yeah.
Now my game plan, if I were you in this game, would be like kind of just playing patiently, making sure I don't get poked out, and waiting for my team to finally engage. Because I think your comp is way better than theirs, because you guys have much better engage champs, and both comps are very vulnerable to engage. But here, I don't know. I mean, here I would cancel my base always, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing that Jarvan is looking for a play on top. And it's also like my base is so like whatever. You know, I get seal, I get 5% movement speed, that's it, and 3% attack speed. It's like, who cares, you know? Like, the fact that you're missing out to being on the map here because of this, it's so bad.
It kind of fucks the top play.
Yeah. I don't think this top play is random as fuck, but I only want you to base like this if it's like your whole team is basing or you have a huge item, you know? Otherwise, or you're like low mana, then I understand. But we don't base randomly like this, because this will happen all the time. All the time. Your team will take fights because they are not paying attention to your base. They will never do. And we have to play around that, so we only base when it's absolutely necessary, or we know that all our team wants to base as well. And of course, it's not your fault that 4 of your teammates died. But maybe if you stayed here, this could have been like you guys killing 2 people, or a good fight even. Or maybe it's still a bad fight because the play kind of looks shit. But maybe you guys kill 2 or 3 people and then they don't get Nash. And the game looks really fine, you know? But now they get Nash, you guys get aced nearly. And the game is going to look really, really hard. They get Drake as well. Oh no, you guys get Drake. Jarvan steals it. Nice. But it's still, the game is kind of snowballing in their favor further. And here again, I think don't base.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a random component, just slows you down. I would want you to try to get this mid wave as fast as possible, so that you can try to like slow down their Nash play. They ended up basing anyways, but if they didn't base, then they could actually get this mid tower. Yeah, because you based. And in general, basing for components after like second item is pretty rare that you want to do that.
Yeah, I just think, or my thought was just dead time.
Yeah.
Just taking it, buying.
I think that one is an okay, definitely more okay that time than the Zeal one, but it's I don't know, it's just like kind of risk versus reward type of vibe where you risk your team making a mega bad play or making a play without you, and you get like an item that doesn't really change anything, you know? It's just doesn't really seem worth it that much to me. Okay, we trap him. We didn't need to. Nice. Huge. And then boom. Boom. Seraph. Boom. Oh, you missed, I guess. Oh, TF, what the fuck are we doing? Oh, that flash. From both of you. Hey, nay. I mean, I don't like this flash, because it's like, by flashing here, I feel like you're always going to die. And you know that you're kind of dying here when you flash like this. And it's just, like, flashing for a 1-for-1 on the support. I don't know. Oh, you got the Graves at least. Yeah. I think just not worth, because you can hold your flash for a more impactful moment in the game where you can like maybe win a fight with it or get something going. In general, like trading 1-for-1 at the stage of the game is usually just not very good. Oh my god, you got 2-shot. I mean, this game, it kind of feels like you just got swept up into the chaos. I think the biggest mistakes you made, to be honest, were your 2 deaths to Zoe, the one on mid and bot. I feel like that kind of snowballed the game out of a control where you could be more of a difference maker and have a good impact. And then I also think in lane, you can definitely, I mean, since you got chat ban, maybe you're a bit toxic, but you can try to practice using your pings more in a non-toxic manner, just like in an actual strategic manner of what you want to do, you know? Like if you want your support level 1 to come to lane, you should ping him level 1 to come to lane, you know?
Yeah. I'm not toxic. I said somebody has AIDS, and then I got chat restricted.
That's not, yeah, I mean, that's... You want to watch the Jin one?
Yeah. You can watch that one.
Yeah. This one is a bit of just nothing happening and you're just slowly losing, kinda.
Yeah, where lane kind of just feels like it was just doing nothing into nothing into nothing into games just bled to the point where I'm just not able to impact the game.
Okay. Sounds interesting enough. Here, I always like when I play Jhin, look for a little Q on the minions, especially in lanes like this where I think they can contest push, because Jinx has her rockets and Milio's also ranged. So you get to both push the wave, and you will usually always hit a person with Q. And it's also like, it's good to start using your Q early in lane so you can get mana regenning, you know?
Yeah.
Because using your Q like this is fine as well, but it's never gonna lead to any like damage on them, you know? Here, this is a good spot to Q, yeah, good. Although you auto first, but if you get the Q up there, you'll always hit it on Jinx nearly. Okay, you get level 2 at the same time. I think, yeah, the fact that you don't get this Q actually fucks it up a bit. Because if you get this Q on the Jinx, I feel like they can never contest level 2.
Yeah.
The one bounce, and like, she would be like 200 HP less from full now. She has to play a lot more respectful, but because you don't get it, you can keep auto attacking. She doesn't have to be as scared. You use your Q now. But it's still fine. Not bad. I don't like this Q though. Because like you're gonna hit level 2 kind of same time anyways. Like you would just last hit that, and then by the time your auto attack would be up, you would probably last this minion as well. And I would like it if you could like all in off of getting level 2 here. But because you don't all in off of level 2 here, I would just rather you hold your Q and then you Q on the minions again. And then you can just slowly chunk the Jinx down by getting Qs on the minions. I hope you walk up now with your 4-shot. I think you can walk up more. I think you can take a lot more space here and click more like to here.
Yeah.
And try to really make the Jinx scared. Try to make her like try to auto space you, and then if she fucks up, you get a 4-shot and a Q in, and you win the trade hard. But in general,
My
you
thought
can.
is, sorry, go.
In general, I feel like now you've kind of lost. How I would want this lane to go is that the lane is always here, and that you guys have perma push. Jinx has to struggle with walking up, and every CS she goes for, you can look for an auto Q, you know? But how the lane is looking kind of now is that the lane is in the middle. Neither of you guys have a lot of presence. She can last hit minions. You can last hit minions. Nothing is happening. And this is very good for Jinx, that she just wants to scale with Milio and just chill. But it's kind of the opposite of what you want. You want more volatility. You want more fighting. So we would want to like click more up. Like here, for example, like after this wave. I mean, you can say what you said, what you want to say as well.
My thought was with Milio Shield, if I go for an auto Q, it's just going to be Milio Shielded, and Jinx is going to probably get 2 autos on me. It's just my thought.
It's going to be close. I think it's going to be quite close to equal trade. But if your Lux is walking up with you and goes for an E as well, I think it's going to be favored for you guys. But you at least need to use your 4-shot now on the wave, because you need to keep push. You want to push them in. Push, 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 push is the name of the game. When you have double range supports, really important that you perma auto attack the wave, you perma use your spells on the wave. But also like this Q again, I don't like it. We can Q here now and try to get a Q bounce on the Jinx.
Instead of queuing for push, queue for chunk.
Yeah, because we get both, you know? If we queue for push, then we also get the chunk. Like, your Q is always going to help you push, but you should be able to do both. Because if you do both, the lane looks really fucking good. If you just do one, the lane is like whatever. And you're also not auto-attacking enough to even get the push. Yeah, it's fine. Not much you can do here.
Yeah.
I was thinking if you should move with Lux, but I don't think so. Your jungler doesn't win 1v1, and I don't think you guys win 3v3 if you lose 1v1. But now my lane, like probably my idea of how to play this lane would change a little bit. Also, I think same, like, don't go E point level 3. Fucking useless, go 2 points Q.
Okay.
Makes your Q does way more damage, and your E early game is just kind of a waste of mana. Also now, you are very brave here, in my opinion. We know Lee Sin invaded our wolves, right? And we know Jarvan hadn't taken blue Gromp. I would be
So you
thinking
can
that...
just be blue comp in the bot.
Yeah, I would be thinking that Lee Sin, highly likelihood, is behind us, or at least he's bot side. So now I should go ward, because this is one of the rules I talked about earlier, right? We want to... The best ward timings are either when enemy bot
When
lane
they're
is in
pushed.
base, or they're pushed under tower, you know?
Yeah.
And now they're
Yep.
about to be pushed under tower. So if we go ward now, we're going to be really safe. But we don't ward, and my spidey senses are telling me, oh no, never mind, Lee Sin tried to defend his own blue buff instead. So never mind. You end up being safe, but in a different game, this is definitely a game, or definitely...
In a better played game.
Yeah,
ganked it.
I'd say like the Lee Sin shouldn't try to defend his own blue and should instead look to pressure bot lane when he has the Jinx hyper carry with Emilio, yeah. But
Yeah.
just in a different game in general, or in many games, you can get punished for doing this.
Yeah.
Because you have no info to know that Lee Sin is not there. But this was well played. It's good that, like, I hope here, what I hope happens in your brain when you see Lee Sin is that your mindset kind of changes. That it should have been before, okay, I should have been scared of Lee Sin. But now when you see Lee Sin, you should know, okay, I have nothing to be scared of. Both journalists are topside. It's only 2v2. If we get good trades, we're very happy. And then Lux finds a really good binding here. You get your Dark Harvest, very nice. This is a good Q. Get a little bounce on the Milio. But you can see, like, if you had Q there on Milio, for example, it would do like 80 damage instead of 60. It does make a pretty big difference early game. Points into it. Oh, that's a pretty bad Q.
Yeah.
And the E, like, the early game wave clear of E is just like 88 damage, you know? It's like, ugh. Should not let Milio hold this. Good. I mean, I think here you should use pings again. You should ping the Lux. Like, Lux is clicking way too far back, so you should ping the Lux, like, assistance on the Milio. Because Lux is the one who should be stopping Milio from holding this, you know? Not you. You should be the one basing.
It should never be my job.
Yeah. And we should never push this. If the wave ends up
Don't
here,
push this.
I think it ends up
I
here.
just kind of take the loss in his base.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit hard to say. It's going to be a bit different every situation, but it's at least, I hope you don't go for these guys good.
No.
Because a lot of the times what will happen now is either you will get ganked in the state and die, or enemy support will be smart. What the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought.
But if enemy support is not smart, walks up and keeps canceling you guys, what will happen is they will just hard push next wave and you will lose more minions than if you would have let it be frozen.
Yeah.
So it'll depend a bit on enemy ADC tempo and also if enemy support can cancel you guys 1v2. I think in this case he could because Lux had no mana. But ideally there you just ping the Lux, she stops the Milio from holding, and everything looks better. Also, in these sorts of situations, you should never queue, I think, because usually it fucks up more minions than it saves.
Then it kills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like my Jhin needs a lot of work.
Oh, good. It looks fine so far. I think the biggest thing so far is you should think about queuing the casters level 1 to get both push and poke on them. And also, in general, thinking less about you getting like the craziest Q bounce of all time that's killing 3 minions, and think more about just how to get Q bounces on minions that hits champions. If you get those things, usually you're going to be healthy or good in the lane. And then also just about holding 4th shot for trades. But let's see this here. This looks so bad.
Yeah.
I think now you should just back off.
Yeah.
Now, after this, when I'm looking at this now, this just looks terrible. Like, your Lux is flashing out, but you're still trying to walk in. We just need to, like, accept a bit faster that the play is bad. Because then we could actually salvage something good out of it once Azir comes, I think. But now that Azir comes, we are already out of the fight. It's just full doomed. And I think also maybe we could even try to push the wave. No, we can't push the wave. No, we can never push the wave here. I mean, your jungler just hinted, I guess. He went on the Lee Sin when he loses 1v1. Maybe you could have looked for a W a bit faster. I think if you're looking for a W, like...
Now.
Yeah. It could be better, but I think at best
And
you'd
if
get a
it-
Dark
if it-
Harvest deck, you know, not much more.
Yeah.
Your lane is a bit fucked now. You see Milio basing, right? We see Milio basing. I think here you can play very aggressive. I hope you start trading with the Jinx. Yeah, kind of. But we should play more aggressive. I mean, what I mean by more aggressive is like we should just be standing here. Stand here. If Jinx wants to go for any of these two CS, we hit her. We see what happens. But we never need to stand here. Because we know that Lux is super close to us, right? She's right here. And we know that Milio should be in like base somewhere here, really far away. So if we get a trade going now and get the Jinx low before Milio comes back, it's insanely good for the game. But now Jinx is able to farm the wave. Okay, good. And it's good that you thin the wave and you still let it push into you. This is good. I think you maybe thinned it a bit too much. Actually, now Milio's roaming. But this is kind of what, like, so what I wanted here to happen, ideally, is that we're chunking the Jinx as she's going for these two CS because we walked really far up. And a lot of ADCs will make this mistake of greeting for these two CS, so she'll trade with you. And then when we chunk her, if we now see the Milio roaming, we just hard push the wave and dive her. But because we didn't chunk her, now we see Milio roaming. It's kind of awkward to push this. I think we should still push this because she was so You should push this and hit tower, I think. Because you could get a plate, you can poke her under tower if she stays. I think if she stays with no mana, you should be pretty happy there. And it should be hard for her to farm without losing a lot of HP. But it's still fine for you to keep the freeze. You get a lot of CS. Like, it's a winning situation no matter what, but I think you win more if you're able to push, and if you can push.
I should have queued then autoed.
True, yeah. Oh, wait, you
Oh, I
did.
did queue auto.
I think maybe you should W the Milio. Because if you W the Milio, that's what I was thinking. If you W the Milio now, and he doesn't dodge it, he just dies.
Yeah.
But Wing the Jinx is kind of like...
dead anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect the ult attempt, you never know. Nice. Push next wave, yeah, good. Jinx is staying. Oh wow, she hits that. Bro, what's his movement? Gotta walk around the traps, bro.
Yeah, I need to walk around them.
But already, if you start walking around them now, you could, I mean, she flashes away, right? So she gets away, but if she doesn't have flash, you can kill her. This is fine. I think, oh yeah, you get the plant because you want the BF sword base. I like that. If you base here, it's really sucks for your gold. You end up kind of forced to stay though. Right on the Milio. Here is roaming. Wait. This Milio is such a griefer.
American Sniper.
Yeah, not the best position ult, but that zero will kill them all, I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. Hey. The saddest part about this is just the Dark Harvest stacks going to the void.
Yep.
So you know what you should actually do here, but I mean this is a tough ask to happen in this elo probably, but it's better here if Azir just stays here and pushes this and you base and go mid.
I recall go mid, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot better for the game.
But he was already looking to walk up.
Yeah, but I think if you spam ping him to stay and you spam ping on my way on mid lane, I think you can get him to do it because most people are not gonna say no to getting some free farm right in their face. And overall, it just makes the game so much better. Because look at this now. Now you try to push this wave, you can't really push it. It doesn't fully crash, and now Akali has a free roam to top or free roam wherever she wants on this wave. And now Azir is gonna want to push this wave, and then Azir is now staying on the map with no mana. Well, imagine if it was Instead, what could have happened is Azir pushes this wave, pushes next wave, bases now, you would be already on mid lane where Azir is, and you would be helping Jarvan with this Drake with full HP, full mana, and having bot, and Azir would be basing on bot lane.
Yeah.
And this fight could have probably turned, like, if that had happened, this fight probably would have turned way better. But still, like, bad Drake from Jarvan, I think. But if you can get your mid laner to do it, it's nice, but you should at least try, because it will end up resulting in a much better game state. If he doesn't want to do it, you know, sucks, you just push it on your base, and, you know, the wave is what it is. But it's kind of the same thing as the Seraphing in the first game, right? Where it's like you need to communicate with your teammates, and try to tell them what you want, and what's best for the game, and if they listen, up to them, but you have that responsibility to have the most impact possible.
Yeah.
Okay, they get pushed on this wave, you just receive. And right now it's kind of hard to do much. You're kind of just waiting for a Lux binding. I think you can't really walk up and trade now, because now Jinx is pretty strong. Like, now it's harder to get the space and just pressure them. Unless you get a Q bounce or a Jinx Q, or a Lux Q, I mean. Arvan is here. Oh, they're kind of trolling now. Nice try. And chunk. Still kind of just looking for Lux bindings. You just want to try to keep the push if you can. That's what the game felt like, just waiting for Lux bindings.
Yeah, that just never happened, ever.
Hmm. Yeah, it's hard for you to have much agency right now. I think here you should. This I don't like though, because here your Jarvan is playing into you. You should be playing a lot more aggressive here. And what I mean by aggressive here isn't like you need to fight them, but so 4-shot this wave, Q this wave, walk up for next wave. You know, take it deep, take it under tower, and if they want to fight you there, you fight them. Like any fight right now is a good fight, but this holding this wave here, like, and then not walking up for next wave.
Yeah,
we should be taking next wave under their tower.
Yeah, I just thought there was no play to be like had there.
I don't think there's a play either, but there can be a play if you like play really aggressive and you take the space. But
so if I make it volatile, there can be a play.
Yes, and also even if there isn't a play, the best thing you can do when your jungler's on your side of the map is to generate tempo by taking the wave, because then it means that your jungler can leave you. Like, let's say here, if you are now 4-shotting this cannon and then queuing this minion here, right, and then walking up for next wave. If you take this wave here, it means that Jarvan can leave much faster and do whatever he wants. And it also means that while you're taking this wave here, you're taking it while Jarvan is still close. But if you wait with taking the wave, let's see where Jarvan is now when you start taking the wave. Now Jarvan's on his wolf camp. While if you took it just like 3-4 seconds earlier, he would be like in river, kind of more ready to move, you know? The Seer does end up TPing. Let's see what ends up happening here. But here again, I mean, here I think you're playing a bit too scared, to be honest. Like, when Jinx is doing this, just queue the minions. Like, here, this is fine, this is fine. We get a bit spaced, happens. Just queue the minions right now. If you walk up in Q now, Jinx is gonna legit go to like this HP. It's just gonna tank like a Q that's been double boofed by minions. Just like mega trolling. Yeah. Because now we don't queue at all. And then Azir TPs. And I think we should start with ulti insta just to slow them.
Start with ulti,
yeah. And this W is bad.
I walk into a fucking E.
This ulti is super late now. Yeah, we kind of played this the worst way possible. Because if you start with ulti, all it takes is one slow to kind of set up your Azir. Because you want to keep them in this space for as long as possible before they get the tower, you know? So if you start
Yeah.
slowing them now, they just makes it much harder for them to run.
Yeah, I should be ulting way earlier.
Yeah. And then probably canceling the ult when Akali TPs, but at that point you're already dead, to be honest. I think here as well you should go mid.
Yeah.
I think at this stage of the game, 16 minutes into the game, after like 14-15 minute mark, just go mid lane. I don't know if you could save the tower. Maybe you could, maybe not. But anyways, I feel like if you go bot now, and you stay bot, it just makes the rest of the map really awkward to play. Like now you can see Jarvan dies on mid lane, your Azir is trying to move bot lane. Just everything is really, really weird when bot lane stays bot lane for this long.
Yeah.
And now we lose another tower mid lane because nobody's mid lane. And the map is just kind of falling apart, and I think part of it is our fault. Because we are kind of pulling resources to ourselves on bot lane. Like the first Azir play bot didn't really work out that well because we misplayed with not ulting and missing the W. And then now the second Azir play bot, our jungler int because he has ADHD, and then he shouldn't even, like Azir shouldn't even be going bot to make a play because you should be mid lane, and then Azir should just be bot lane pushing, and the map is just so much easier to play.
It just makes the flow of the map so fucking shitty.
Yeah. And now we're going back to bot lane. Everything feels painful. Akali is... I mean, to be honest, when the game's in this state, when you lose both mid towers, like at 15 minutes, it's really, really hard, to be honest. Because they have such good access. Like, mid tower is the most important tower by far to defend in the game, because it allows access, like, everywhere else, you know? Like...
Yeah, it's opening up side waves a lot easier, or side waves a lot easier, and allowing
you can
them
go
to
to
siege.
enemy jungle camps, you can go to dive enemy sides, you can go to drakes deeper, you can take full control of enemy jungle much easier. It's just so much that you get access to through mid, so really trying to defend mid for as long as possible is like #1 priority. And of course, part of defending mid is your mid laner's responsibility of what happens in the laning phase. But that's also why, like, after 14 minutes, we want to go mid lane, because we're playing usually champions that have really good wave clear, that are really good in mid after we've gotten some items. So we can be the ones holding that mid tower for as long as possible and making sure that, like, generating our team an advantage that way. Do you have a fucking Pantheon? Is a Pantheon top, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think here you don't need to, like...
Walk back in?
Yeah, because it's serious TPing. I think you can just play range. But it's a bit... Maybe she can kill Jarvan if you do that. No, I don't think she can kill Jarvan. Jarvan's gonna have EQ back up soon.
Yeah,
He just EQ'd. Yeah, I think you don't need to do this. Like, you can just play further range. You already used all your spells. And also, if you're gonna kite, you should kite to the right, because then you're closer to your tower. Nobody can be here. You don't know who's here. Even if Pantheon isn't here, like, any enemy can be here, while nobody can be here, you know? So in general, you should always try to hug your, like, guaranteed safe side. Your team cleans up a bit. I mean, they actually only kill Jinx, and they don't get the tower either. Oof, it's a bit of a tragic game, actually. You get mid tower here, but maybe you die for it. Let's see. I mean... I think you're dead, no? Yeah, you look kind of dead. Yeah, it's a tough game. I think here you shouldn't hit mid tower. You should just push this wave and move to bot to try to help Azir get bot tower. It's very tempting to go for this tower, but we just can't. Akali's too fed. And if she gets on top of us, even if she doesn't land the E, all she needs is her ulti and we're just one shot. I mean, I think you guys did get 3 objective bounties, so gold-wise, you're not that bad in the game, and the Azir is smurfing. But I can see why you felt kind of hopeless this game. I think this game seems to be a game where it's mostly decided around top side. Like, both junglers only played for top. The fights that did happen around bot were kind of lost without you impacting them. but I think your laning phase as Jhin is not the best, and it made it so that you weren't really able to pressure in this matchup, which I think you can if you play well as the Jhin. If you Q more the wave, you look for more fourth shots, the Ws are a bit more fresh, and you're able to land more Qs in general on enemy champions. I think you can, and also just playing more for space. I think understanding that you're like stronger in short trades, so when you have the fourth shot, if you can generate, like, take more space and not let the Jinx perma hit the wave, because the way the Jinx wants to get prio, right, is she perma hits wave with rockets.
Yeah.
But in actual fighting strength, she's usually pretty weak. So if you're able to not give her like room to hit the wave by abusing the fact that you're stronger in short trades, it's gonna be really hard for her.
Yeah, that just fucking with all my ult shots here.
Yeah, maybe the skill shots need some work. But I mean, ulting here, it's okay. But I think it's better if you wait for your W, and then you see if your W hits, then you ulti. Because then I think you could, like, W the Lee Sin. If it hits, you start ulting, and I think he dies. But ulting just dry like this, off of no CC, no nothing,
Just feels like shit.
it's hard, yeah. You want to use your ult a bit more when someone's gotten a bit lower. So enemy needs to start thinking about blocking, or someone's getting CC'd. And it's just like easier to get an ult like this off. Oh, this is tough. Hmm.
I don't think I agreed for W there. I think I just auto.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine to W, but there's not much mechanical here. I think it's just the biggest mistake you made here is the ulti. I think, I mean, actually the biggest mistake here, I mean, the biggest mistake for sure is the ulti, but here I don't think your W is the problem. I think the fact that you don't dodge her W is the problem. Like, if you just click a bit more here and you don't greed for this auto, and you instead focus on dodging the skill shot first and then starting to auto attack, I think it's gonna look a lot better.
Yeah.
She can't really, I mean, she can maybe still kill you, but she would 100% die if you don't get hit by that W. When you get hit by the W, she gets reset, she has barrier. Oof, oof, oof. And that could actually be like a huge difference here, because if she dies right now off of the next shot that you do and she doesn't get to kill these people, I think this fight's actually winnable.
Yeah.
I mean, Jarvan would, I guess it doesn't change that much, to be honest. Akali would still probably kill them all. But maybe Urgot would be able to clean up the Akali kill at least. So then you have like a 4 for 5 or 4 for 4 instead of a 2 for 5, you know. And now they get Hextech Soul. Oof. Tough game, this one. Game. Oh, a little cheesy Nash. But do you show here on the scuttle?
Yeah, I shouldn't have shown. I thought as I was doing it, I kind of fucking realized like, oh shit, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, just walk the other way. But maybe you guys get it anyways. Yeah, nice. Now you should run. Good. Holy shit. Crazy Pantheon. Nice. Okay. I mean, that's a huge Nash play. Now you push mid. You see Akali on sides, you're safe. Nice. Urgot ends up dying in a CRTPs. I see your kills her though. Nice. It's good that you want to play aggressive on mid here. Because, like, if your team is able to go on the Jinx, they should. But it's also good what your team does, right? Finding a pick in the jungle.
Yeah.
This was really well played by your team, to be honest. Okay, I see her. Okay, I've seen you hit these. Really? I think if you go for the W here and you hit it, you can just W and then ult and kill him.
Or is he lifesteal off the wave?
I mean, he has a bit of lifesteal, but he doesn't lifesteal that much, does he? He's
This is
lifestealing kind of
W.
fast. Yeah, okay, he's lifestealing pretty fast. Maybe he would still live. I guess you don't have that much damage. It's a bit hard to say, but I think it's fine to go for. Worst case, you get a Dark Harvest stack, which you only have 4 of this game.
If
This
it's
is
depressing, I should have just went fit for
poverty.
work.
That was poverty, Dark Harvest hours. Okay, so you take this mid-wave. Kind of like this is a risky mid-wave to take because your Azir is dead, your Urgot's in base.
Yeah, I see 2 on or 3 on map, 4 on map.
Yeah. And it ends up being fine, but I'd say you're like indirectly the cause of Lux dying here because she tries to like save you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not the. I think you shouldn't take this mid-wave, especially as Jhin, where you have like so little safety. And it's also like if they get the mid-wave, it's not the end of the world because you can just instantly one-shot it with Q and traps. So I'm all for taking mid-waves high, but at the same time we need to kind of like, oh, really? We don't ult? Well, now we ult? Okay, we hit them though. Nice. I think just ult their insta. If people are behind,
Yeah.
sucks. But it's like we just go for it because then we can for sure get the first shot off of the W route. This is good. I don't know. Does Urgot have TP? Yeah, he does. Okay. Nice. Huge. Okay. Good trap. Elder in... Okay. You might be dead here. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe not. See the W on the Pantheon. Good. Now Jinx is gonna be here soon. Oi, 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 we might be dead here. Oi, 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 the Hextech's all doing work right now. We need to uke it. We didn't uke it.
Yeah.
Oh, but Jinx is so far. Maybe... No, your team is gonna all die to Jinx, aren't they? Actually? I feel like you're kind of a spectator this game.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah, I can see why.
I'm thinking this
I mean, I
does
think-
not go well.
Yeah, it looks like it might not. Oh yeah, oh yeah. She's gonna get a reset, isn't she? Oh no. I mean, this
She gets a
Elder
reset, it's
start.
fucking Jover.
This Elder start is insane by Jarvan. Insane Elder start by your Yongle here. I mean, I think this game it feels really hard for you to play because one, it's a game where I think you have less agency as ADC in general because both journalists are playing around top. But also, as I said earlier, just like the way you played lane, I think you kind of played it in a way where nothing will happen, you know? The wave is just in the middle. I think you weren't making enough volatility. I think your Jhin, like, laning phase needs some work. Try to pick up on the habit of, like, the first wave, you Q the casters and get some damage on the enemy ADC. The second wave, you can do the same. And just, like, finding Q bounces in general to, like, slowly whittle them down. And then you can also use your own Q to proc your W, and that you can set yourself up for success that way. And I think you're missing a bit the instinct to look for those Qs, and you're just thinking about getting like the Qs on minions and using it for wave clear, rather than fully using it for like combat. And also your ultis
Fucking horseshit.
can get better, yeah. They have Elder and Nash. Oh, here you should... Big mistake here. Instead of looking for this ulti, you need to take this mid wave. Really, really important
Take the mid-wave.
that you take
Yeah,
this
so
mid
we don't
wave.
have the push with the Baron, yeah.
Yeah, now they're gonna have Baron and they're gonna have Elder, and you didn't clear the wave. Well, if you cleared this
Now we just get a
wave...
fast mid play.
What? They didn't use this wave? I
Yeah.
thought they would use this wave. But I guess not. But I think if they're smart, they can use this wave and get the mid inhib on this wave. Because if they just go
And
5 on
possibly
this
with
wave
the
right
end.
now... Yeah, maybe even end. But for sure inhib. And the thing is, if they get the mid inhib just off of one wave like this, it makes getting 3 inhibs for them really easy. Because you want to...
Yeah.
Like, the first inhib is like the hardest to break for enemy team. So if you can defend that one for the longest time as possible, that's great. Oh yeah, now we're fighting when they have Elder. I mean, now this looks... yeah, GG, I guess. So yeah, I think the biggest mistakes this game were laning phase. I think in the Caitlyn game, it felt like you weren't communicating enough with your team, like how you wanted to play. Like for example with the Seraph level 1 and how to play the laning phase and maybe ping your jungler more. And then in this game as well, I think it was kind of the same thing when Asir was bot, right? You kind of wanted him to take over bot wave, and you kind of knew it was better, but you don't ping. You're pinging very little in general, I feel like. Like, the only time I saw you really ping this game was when you had Nash, and enemy ADC was taking mid wave with Milio, and your team, like, your mid super jungle was making a play on them bot side, right? On the Pantheon. But I want to see that more, that you're doing that in laning phase about what you want. If you want your jungler to help you push out a wave, spam ping a little bit. If you want your support in a certain bush level 1, spam ping a bit. Like, communicating these things so that the game looks how you want it to is like a huge part of playing ADC. Because you need, as ADC to carry, you need a lot of like conditionals to work out, you know? Yeah. And you can only control that somewhat, but you can control some of it a bit more by communicating those ideas well to your team. So that's like the biggest things I feel that I notice. And I feel like with the Caitlyn as well, you're also like, it was less obvious this game, because this game I felt like your deaths were mostly fine. But in the Caitlyn game, there were a little bit too many like silly deaths that cost your team a lot. But this game, it was like you were so far behind just from how everything happened that you can't really, like, you know, you can't 1v1 anyone. So you're not going to have any of those deaths. But in general, when we play Jhin, I think you should think of it kind of a lane bully champ, where you don't have to snowball to be useful, but you really want to snowball, you know? Because if you don't, and you let someone like Jinx scale, you're just gonna be mega outscaled. That's definitely the biggest things that I see from you. I think also like working a bit on your warding timers. Just making it a habit to think like, if enemy's under tower, I ward. If enemy's in base, I ward. And if you do those two things, you should always have decent ward timers. But yeah, do you have any questions? Holy shit, you have
No questions from me.
so many mastery points on Draven.
Yeah, I started off as a Draven player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I
Well,
think I started watching you like what, 6 years ago or something.
true. I've seen you in the chat for a while. That's crazy,
Yeah.
actually.
I was 14.
Wow. I must have been 17 or something.
Yeah, around there probably.
That's crazy. Well, I'll wish you the best of luck in your climb then, man.
Yeah, thank you. You as well.
And I'll see you around, bro.
Yeah, see ya.
Right.